is what it is.
Psycho! Psycho alert!
Inhaler is a big psycho medication.
Schizo!
Schizo.
Alright, boys. Are we ready to talk about warriors?
Are you?
I kinda am, man. I'm excited about these changes. So, first we're gonna be talking about little introduction, you know. Over here I have my fellow guildies from Hard Knock Society. Can you guys please introduce yourself with a short line? Like, Marmi, can you go first? Sitina.
Hello. My name is Sitina. Hello. I am usually tanking in the Hard Knock Society. And yeah, I've been doing it for the past, I would say, almost a year. Yeah, almost a year. And I'm usually expecting Fury-Prot if I'm the second tank. If I'm fourth tank or third tank, I'm in the normal standard DPS spec. I don't know. I have. I looked up how much played I have. I have around 75 days on Titina.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
But
I don't have any. Yeah. I don't have any previous warrior experience before Turtle WoW was introduced to it here.
Alright. On those numbers, I believe we over here have people with even more slash played, but we're gonna see. Alright, next we have my friend Litle. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Hello, I'm playing Turtle WoW since 2022. It's been like 2 years and maybe 3-4 months ever since I'm playing. I've been a Hard Knock Society ever since. I witnessed the whole progression of the main raids. We built the second raids. And I play Warrior and Shaman mainly.
Alright.
And I also play Fury-Prot, same as Sitina. I played in Classic. I was a guild master of a guild called Mayor Fusion over there on 10 Storms. And I played my Shaman in the best guild on the server. The guild that scored all the realm firsts and the fastest runs on the realm.
Nice, man. Hard Knocks #1. Alright. Next one is not Invictus, man. How are you, my friend?
Hello. Invictus here, also known as Not Invictus on this server. So I mainly come from a classic speedrunning background. I used to play in the Maximum Effort Guild. So I've kind of started over on classic early on. I joined like the speedrunning team halfway through the MC phase, which is phase 1. Or was it phase 2? I forgot. I think it was 1 and 2, because 2 was like PvP, right?
Yeah.
And after that, I just kept speedrunning in Blackwing Lair, DQ40, and I kind of stopped like early on in Nax. And then I arrived on Turtle WoW. I joined Hard Knocks about like a year and like 10 months ago, almost 2 years now. And I mainly play in the DPS position, Fury, and sometimes I tank when it's needed. And that's about it.
Alright. Next one we have Giga Chad in dress, bald male, human man. Jurek, can you tell us something about yourself?
Well, good evening, guys. Or good morning, depending on your time zone, of course. This is Jurek. I come from Classic, just like Invictus before. I also did some speedruns in Classic. And I joined the Turtle WoW a year ago when Telabim launched. A bit more than a year ago. I played on Telabim. And then I randomly came across a player from Hard Knocks Society. And he invited me to the guild 6 months ago, and here I am to talk with you guys about Little Warrior changes, PPC.
Yeah.
Already 6 months? What?
I think, no? 5, 6, huh?
Yeah.
Around 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, around like that.
Still no Gressel. Okay.
And lastly, we have Winces. Hello, Winces.
Hello, stream. So I've been I'm a fairly new Turtle WoW player. I've been playing in Hard Knocks for around 2 years now almost. And Warrior is a fairly new thing for me as well. I started out as a rogue originally, and after some like real burnout for rogue, I decided, let's play Warrior. I'm currently one of the core DPS warriors in Hard Knocks, and I'm one of the higher warriors on the server. Recently changed troll. That's why you see the beautiful teamwork right there. And I'm also officer in Hard Knock. What else should I introduce? I'm probably the youngest in this entire podcast, since I'm kind of fairly new to Vanilla WoW in general, since this game is literally older than me. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
And I'm here to talk with the boys.
Yeah, Minces is a zoomer, man. Alright, so one question before we start to talk about Turtle WoW.
How about
Warriors.
yourself? Who are you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Who are you?
Alright. Alright, my name is Doxa. I play on Turtle WoW for like, I think it's 3 years, a little bit about 3 years now. I mainly started as a hunter myself, then had a little break moment and rerolled into a warrior, where I fell in love with a warrior class in vanilla, and here I am. Also, before we start to talk about Turtle WoW warriors, mainly we have here like players from classic WoW, and I want to ask you guys about like what was the transition from classic WoW into Turtle WoW, into private server scene. How did that go?
Invictus, I let you the honor.
Hey, so for the most part, the leveling was about the same, except that there was no boosting services, and we actually had a normal leveling experience.
Yeah.
And as for endgame, it was pretty similar, same stuff, except for the fact that we have paladins and shamans in the same raid group. Like, this was the biggest change. Having Wind Fury coming from an alliance background was like a huge deal. And also having like increased or buffed raid buffs, like the druids having better idols, giving them more party utility and like more items that are internal that can be used for similar purposes. But aside from that, it's Warrior didn't get many changes from Classic so far until today's patch.
Yeah, and how about everyone else? Lighto, you came from a classic background as well, man. You just didn't say it in the introduction part.
He did.
Oh,
He said he was a GM as well.
I was,
man.
Oh.
Yeah. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear.
The difference with Turtle WoW was the leveling experience is easier than Classic, I would say. Like, quests give you XP even if they're gray, and they give you full XP. You have tens, which increase your rested really fast at a rate that is 100 times faster than what you usually get rested by being logged out. It takes you like 12 minutes and you're full rested. When I was leveling my first character, the Light, we even had a teleporter from Ognimar and Stormwind to Gurubashi Arena where people would go and just stack tents. It was like a community hub. Later on, I got removed for whatever reason. And then later on with raiding, the biggest difference really is you have shamans and paladins in the same raid. For me personally, I'm a horde player, and that was a big shock It took me maybe 6 months of asking for Blessing of Kings in Group 2. Other than that, I think Turtle WoW is easier for raiding. Like with the current state of the game, it's way easier than playing in Classic. In Classic, you just need to buy gold and you can just raid log. When in Turtle WoW, if you farm 2 to 3 hours a week, you can probably sustain raiding all raids and just raid logging the rest of the time. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and with the recent like consume changes where they persist through that, it kinda allows even more raid logging on Turtle WoW general.
Less need to like farm gold. It just reduces the chances of people burning out because of that, like the weekly consumable farming, especially when you want to like speedrun and min-max stuff as much as you can. And there's also another point we kind of forgot about, which is world buffs not being a thing in raids. I mean, it
Yeah,
is a big change.
we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. I have a few questions about that as well.
Okay, I'll
Sorry,
leave it
sorry.
for it.
Yeah, sorry to
Fine.
interrupt you. And lastly, from a classic scene as well, my man Jurek. Can I say which guild you come from, man? Are you gonna get
Maybe.
yelled at
If
from
you
your
want, you can
previous
say.
GM?
You can say if you want. No, I don't like to, brag about stuff. No, I don't care. Yeah, I did some speedrunning in Classic. Maybe you saw me. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. And I enjoy speedrunning with Hard Knocks. Even if we don't have world buffs, we managed to do 1 hour 15 minutes. It was quite enjoyable. And I hope we will keep enjoying it with the new changes.
Yeah.
That's-
And one big question also to ask, and I've been going around like lately around regular classic streamers, and I'll be popping one question like, did you guys have a chance to try out private servers and especially like Turtle WoW? Surprisingly, most of them kinda openly answered the yes, they gave it a try, and they kinda didn't continue on with it with one huge reason, and that was the old client.
Hmm.
Uh, how did you guys handle that transition? Because I know it sucked for me as well. Like going from classic client, which is basically from
Legion.
which, yeah, basically from Legion to 1.12 V Mangos client. How did you guys handle that? Who wants to go first?
I can answer that. For me personally, at first there was a lot of effort finding the add-ons. Updating the add-ons is also can be a hassle. Like it takes a bit of time to get used to which websites people on Turtle WoW use. You need to kind of dig into the Discord to find out stuff like this. And to a certain degree, you just need to get used to that your client is gonna be dropping FPS in raids, and you're gonna be crashing from time to time. It just happens to almost everybody.
Yeah, like I remember when I started, like right now it's a little bit easier on the add-ons topic. Like right now we have a Turtle WoW add-ons fandom, which is basically all the add-ons are up there. Back when I started, you used to like have to go through old vanilla websites. Like I used to grab my add-ons from Nostalrius forums and stuff like that, man. And yeah, I think biggest like issue with it is weak auras. Man, players were so spoiled by weak auras in Classic. I know I was as well, man.
Hmm.
Like, who wants to talk about a little bit more about that? Jurek, do you want to start?
Yeah. It's true. I've heard we have some add-on that does a bit like the same. It's called Empower or whatever. Personally, it makes me freeze as fuck, so I don't use it.
Yeah,
But I heard, and obviously it has like half the features, actual Wikora has. Um, as for the clients, yeah, it's clunky, it's old, it's terrible compared to the classic clients, and I understand that it can be like a wall for streamers, to overcome. I
Yeah.
heard the Turtle Wow team thought about a remodeling or rework, or I don't know. I don't know how that will turn to, you
Ye-
know.
Yeah, I saw that like in one of their announcements, they said they're gonna be updating a client a little bit, if that's true or not, if that's even possible or not. But
Is it possible? Then do you have to find add-ons for that particular client? Will the old add-on still work? I don't know, bro.
yeah,
Okay, I think we all know about that Hermes proxy stuff to make the 1.13 work, right?
yep.
Uh, did someone test it, by the way, here?
Uh, I don't know. I used it on some other server, but I don't think it actually works on Turtle WoW with the Turtle WoW's custom content and stuff like that.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Yeah, then too bad, I guess. We are stuck with the 1.12 clunky client. And yeah, no, for me, the transition, it worked well because I was always a private server player. So mostly Ras of the Lich King. And so I didn't have trouble, playing on a different client. Though
Yeah,
it's true, the classic client feels very good.
yeah,
Feels very
feels
good.
much smoother, much smoother.
Yeah, that's it. We don't have a choice anyway. So
Yeah, we kind of don't have the choice, man. We got to get used to the jank of the 1.12 client.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
do have a choice. Go back to Blizzard servers.
yeah, we could go back to. I've heard the era
Classic
is
era.
active. So yeah, if anyone wants to go.
yes, yeah, I guess people just miss vanilla, man. Especially like the players that followed like the expansions and stuff like that. Like from classic vanilla into TBC to Vrat, now into Kata, man. People start to miss vanilla feeling.
But people like the classic plus experience. I noticed as well because
Yep.
Turtle WoW is not vanilla.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Especially
Yeah.
with these new changes, man, that are coming.
Mhm. You wanna
Oh,
talk about them?
yeah, we're gonna
Is it
talk.
plus or is it minus? That's the question.
Oh, the
Oh
big
yeah,
question.
the big.
Oof.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. So once you leveled your warrior chads, your warrior characters, man, like first days as 60 warriors, man, how did it feel like? Like, how did the current warrior changes feel? Because they're still from the like I don't know when they added that stuff. Like when was the previous class changes? Like when did it went live?
2022. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's almost like yeah 2 years.
It's more than 2 years, in fact,
Yeah,
because it was in the summer.
yeah,
Thunderclap in defensive stance. That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Intervene also, a really good
Absolutely.
change.
Absolutely.
yeah. Like they made some quality of life improvements, that for sure. Like no thunderclap in defensive stance must have been really annoying in classic.
You
It was quite
basically
It
did.
broke some
horrible.
stuff.
I don't think you had the tank do it. You had maybe a DPS warrior do it.
Yes,
Yep.
someone else needed to do it. You needed to ask all the time.
Yeah, man. I know myself. If I'm a DPS warrior and I have to go from berserking stance to battle stance to thunderclap a boss man, that kind of feels annoying. Not gonna lie.
It was really clunky, yeah. And here we also have like other quality of life changes that we shouldn't like miss. And that's the respect device, which you can respect inside the raid as many times as you want, every 5 minutes. I think now they're changing it with a new patch, but relatively you can still respect other people, can drop it down, and you can play different specs in the same raid. We have bank mules, which you can pick up your gear from the bank inside the raid. We also can use auctioneer inside the raid. We have mailbox inside the raid and a reliable repair bot that doesn't cost you 30 gold each time you need to use one.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's some big like quality of life changes on Turtle WoW. Like I don't know. I don't know how warriors used to play. Like I usually have like like 20, 30 more items in my bags just like in case I need to tank and stuff like that as well. Next to consumes and all that other stuff.
Consumes also a quality of life change in Turtle WoW because they stack more than 5. They stack to 10. Like many of the protection potions stack to 10 instead of being up to 5, which
Yes,
helps you
yes.
with a bag space. Like the quality of life that Turtle WoW gives is really friendly for everybody that wants to learn raiding and people that wanna just raid log without putting much effort into like farming consumables.
We also have the stacking census.
Oh yeah, that
In
that's a big
classic,
That's
one.
a
I
big one.
believe.
That's
In
actually a big
classic,
one.
I believe you went to the vendor, you drank one there, and then you brought one in your bags. If you died twice, you didn't have a sensor. You lost
Yep.
500 HP.
There's also blasted lens buff. That's a big one. They remove the cooldown on using them, and you can stack more than one with you
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
just having it as a unique buff.
And Zanza and Blasted Land buffs stack.
And they always stacked.
I don't
No.
think so.
In classic?
In Classic, you had to choose one, I think.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's same
Zo-
with Valentine's. Valentine's didn't stack with either. So it was either Valentine's, it was either Roids or Santa.
But I remember clearly playing with Zanza Speed and Roids on classic.
I don't think
You can check it in the last speedrun that they did today of MC.
Oh,
The,
then are you talking about
guy
Era?
the guy is using Zanza, but the roids are not active because you cannot have them. You also had buff cap,
Yeah, there is the buff cap. Yeah, true.
which
I
here on
think
Turtle WoW we're a bit liberated with that.
Yeah, you
I
don't
also
have
think
to.
if you popped one, it just removes it. If you pop like Zanza over your blasted lens buff, it just removes it and overwrites it.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. Yeah,
Yeah, that must have been really annoying.
we used the Blasted Land buffs until Zanza came out, and when Zanza came out, there was only Zanza.
yeah, especially on Horde with no kings, I believe.
Always Zanza, yeah. On Horde,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was always Zanza.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and one of the big changes, like from classic to Turtle WoW, world buffs, my boys, and
But-
cross faction raiding. What do you think about that?
Big question, huh? I mean, good thing we can stack paladins and shamans is to compensate for the compensate a bit for the lack of world buffs in terms of DPS, or because I remember in classic without world buffs, Nax from us was not easy. It wasn't easy. So
Yeah, I know in classic, like some of guilds and some of pagrans, like if you wipe, that's it. You Hearthstone out, go rebuff, do
yeah,
every single world buff that's available at that moment, then go back to Naxxramas.
usually raids would take Onyxia again and that ZG buff again.
What I see on Classic Era right now is that even the pissed out Horde guilds that are doing speedruns that have done sub 1 hours and stuff, if they wipe or if they are slow and don't have Rent and Songflower for Saffron, they can't kill Saffron. They have to rebuff or
Yeah.
Wow.
or boon up.
On Horde progression, we used to put summoners in Camp Taurahu, and those summoners will carry those Bloodstone shards. We're gonna summon the warrior tanks outside, give them that Razorhide buff, I think it's called. It gives 10% extra armor, and then summon the tanks in front of Patchwork and pull Patchwork, because it's only 10-minute buff. And that was like part of the progression. Otherwise, Patchwork feels really hard. Like week 1, week 2, killing Patchwork is really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like one of the skills that they added, like intervene. I don't know about you guys, but intervene is really, really useful on like 4 horsemen.
Oh, for sure.
Though don't
It's really nice in
Fine.
general.
yeah.
It's really nice in general tanking trash.
Though don't do it like me. Don't intervene a tank, who then goes to the horse and takes a hit, and you die in the safe spot. That happens as well. So don't do that.
Yeah, that can happen as well.
I mean, there's also one thing with the removal of world buffs. Tanks aren't as durable as they were in Classic. So that's like the biggest one. Because before in Classic, you needed to have your tank put as much DPS gear as possible to pump the most amount of threat possible, so it doesn't threat cap your DPS, especially your DPS warriors on Horde side. And here you're kind of forced to put on some tankier gear than what you could do in Classic. It is a big change for threat tanks, warriors
For
namely in
Fury-Prot it
general.
is, yes. For Fury-Prot it is. Druid tanks are doing way better for exactly that purpose, in my opinion. But world buffs were allowing you to play way more offensive as a Fury-Prot. When here on Turtle WoW, there is many bosses that you need to go a bit more defensive than you would if you have world buffs.
Yeah, that's definitely like over here on Turtle WoW. I remember I hit 60 on my Doxa warrior, the orc one. I hit 60 and I made it orc just because I wanted to have easier time of getting rend buff. And like the week I hit 60, they suddenly disabled the world buffs. They didn't even do announcement if I remember correctly. They just disabled it one day. That was that was kind of
New
sad for
parties.
me. That was kind of sad for me. Not gonna lie, I didn't even get to do like one raid with warrior with fully world buffed.
I did. We progressed with world boss. Hard Knocks was progressing with world boss, but we used world boss only on low tip, Saffron, and KT. Like those were the bosses that will unboon and use the boon, so we can kill them faster with world boss. And once the change hit, and then Blessing of Kings and Wind Fury were capable to be stacked, that changed the game mechanic a lot. That was the game changer. For Hard Knocks, that was a straightforward buff of the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first I was scared of that no world buff thing, but then I grew into it, and I'm actually happy that there is no world buff, so you don't have to scout for rend buffs all day, you know, teleport to Fellwood to get your sunflower, don't get dispelled, all that,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a PvE server, but at the same time, it's also
Yeah,
shit. When the server ages, there's like less world buffs going out, and like in
exactly.
classic, people used to like schedule when buffs were going out on Discord. There used to be the cooldown on like most buffs, like Onyxia and Rend. You had to like MC the NPC, kill it, and then it would reset the cooldown. And also, I'm not gonna forget the day Doxa applied on the warrior. It was just an orc warrior with edge masters and T-boos.
Ah, yeah. Like I was orc warrior with swords, man. I got recruited by our old raider Isabu. I fell into that hard knock society. We suck at trading, man. World chat recruitment message. I joined as orc warrior with T-boos and Dreams Herald offhand, man, and used to wearing edge masters, man. But yeah, I'm glad those days are over, man. The T-boo's curse on that character was a long, man. It took me months before I got a weapon upgrade for it.
What even was your first weapon upgrade?
Uh, I think it was actually the AQ40 axe from Armaments.
Oh, that's some garbage log to get armament as your first upgrade.
Yeah, Armaments was my first upgrade, and I got Cruel like 2 or 3 months after it.
I mean, you can always go from Dull Ren to my Exness Fang.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, yeah. I heard some warriors, did that.
Yeah, dagger warriors, man. I tried it. I don't know. It just feels weird for me, man. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, I think we should go into newly announced changes because there's a lot of them. A lot of the changes, and we need to go over them. So right right from the start, I want to go over the biggest part of warrior change and melee in general, the weapon skill changes. Did you guys get a chance to read about that on the forum thread? And what do you guys think about it?
I roughly read it before. I mean, the general explanation now is instead of needing 308 weapon skill, you'll need 315, and they'll add more sources to get set 315. You also get less weapon skill if you're a race that starts with weapon skill. So instead of +5, you get +3.
Yeah,
Since sources will be most likely gear enchants, books, and maybe new weapons. Or like off pieces.
yeah, they did some testing by adding weapon skills as a books from quest with the bow. With their new announcement, they're gonna be removing that, I see, and giving us some crystals in compensation for it, or shards. But yeah, I've read on Total WoW Discord somewhere people were talking about a lot of math behind the new weapon skills changes, and they kept mentioning that like 308 weapon skill as it is right now and like generally in vanilla will be new 315 if I remember correctly. So 315 weapon skills, boys. That's gonna be a lot of weapon skills to get.
We
Yeah, I've
kind
heard
of don't know. We
new
kind of don't
items.
know.
New items will arrive. I've heard. A
Yeah,
little fairy told me.
they already made some new like custom TWoW items with weapon skills. From top of my head, I know like Emerald Sanctum leggings for two-handed maces. What was it there more? There was Helm from Thunderbluff Reputation as well. Is there
Right.
anything more?
I mean, there's a couple changes to old items as well. I mainly remember Molotov used to be +4 on here, then they changed it to +5. They
Yeah,
added the sword offhand. Well, it's intended to be an offhand in the new raid, which is I think it came out with +5 actually, but then they changed it to +3, but buffed the damage.
yeah. That's
Asterians also have skill.
Hmm?
Did an Asterian's Legacy also have weapon skill on it? I forgot.
Oh, it still does, but it used. I think yeah, that one also came up with more. It used to have +5, but it now has +4, I believe.
yeah. And like I've read they're gonna be changing that breakpoint that you actually need. Like if you get 3 or 4 weapon skills, it's not that much big of a difference. Like for example with 305.
Yeah. So basically, from what I understood, before the weapon skill curve was like diminishing return, right? When you arrive at 308, the curve just fades and goes back straight. And with the new system, it will be a, a linear curve. It will just go up and up and up to 315. The yeah, the return. That's
Yeah,
what I heard.
that's gonna be nice. Like that change from Maladeath, it was actually really nice, man. 3 or 4, like 4 extra weapon skills did basically nothing, I think, for races outside of humans. But when they buffed it to 3 or 5, they made it much more viable for off races and races that don't have weapon skills.
I mean, it was still good in the context of rogues, but for a warrior, not that relevant unless you're playing human tank.
Yeah, and one of the big changes as well that impacts warrior is racial changes. What do you boys think about that? And I wanna ask Minces first the question, cause man, he fell for it. He swiped like how long ago? Like 2, 3 days ago, man. You changed to troll.
To be fair, I wasn't the one that swiped. It was a little more interesting, but I felt baited. I open the change and I see it's only now 15% max. Which, to be fair, it's still fine because in a perfect like reading environment, right? To get off, since I'm mainly DPS, to get off berserking as a DPS warrior, you have to like really grieve. You have to like get yourself to 40% health somehow, not get healed, not get like sniped, don't get your like poison dispelled because there's a poison that deals damage to you, which you use to get yourself low. And on some bosses, like, just straight up cannot do it. Like, on our patchwork, for example, since we chain heal, we just cannot do that, because otherwise it heals you instead of the tank. But overall, I still think it's fine. I think the biggest change is actually not berserking, I think, because in most of the cases, you're never getting a full-time berserking. The biggest change, I think, is the orc ratio. Because I think we need to talk about the orc ratio.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about orc ratio.
If you're a new person on stream and you still didn't check the like the full patch notes, the shortest explanation is they try to make the orc ratio a bit more baseline for all like both caster and physical. So they may change the formula, and now Blood Fury, instead of giving roughly 300 attack power to a Abyss Warrior at 60, it now gives just 60 AP to any physical, and it gives 60 spell power to any caster. That's what it does now. And it was made to basically just make it more baseline for every class. It's definitely a nerf. Warriors get hit by it the most, and
Yeah,
for rogues get hit with it as well. Because for rogues it's around 150, I believe, AP, and they get only 60 now, which is like basically like 2 times less.
yep. They when people read about orc blood fury thing, they all like myself. It all came down to orc warriors, man. Like I didn't think about the second part where it affects spell power now. Like, oh look at that orc mage, man. He's gonna be happy about the new spell power ratio, man. Nah.
Finally, orc mage is good.
Yeah, but orc gets nerfed now.
Yeah, because the stun resist.
Stun resist is no longer stun resist. It just reduces the stun duration.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like you're still gonna die.
It worked.
Like in PvP, you're still gonna get stunned and die in the duration.
I think another
I think it's a
big
nerf.
I think another big racial change that should be brought up is probably the human one, because I think human is the biggest buff that they gave. Even though they nerfed the passive weapon skill to +3 both for swords and maces, the perception now gives you 2 crit when it's active. So it's 2 physical crit and 2, I think, spell crit as well.
Yeah, and it lasts for how long? For 20 seconds, I think?
20 seconds.
I believe 20, yes.
So it's basically just a trinket. They wanted to nerf all the races, but seemed to buff the most mainstream one.
Yeah.
And that's the race that you can play Paladin and benefit from both spell and physical crit.
Yeah.
And they also buffed High Elf, of course.
Which
They
you
gave
can
him
also
2%,
benefit from as a
2%
paladin.
extra agility.
Imagine buffing dwarves.
Yeah. Well, I think what they are trying to do here is, you know, they wanted to make the races more equal, but in reality, they have made them even more important, and they have made it more meta. So, if you want to play meta, if you want to play tank, I'll probably go High Elf. If you want to go DPS warrior, you probably go human warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would unironically troll is for good now, since, you know, it's a good active to have. Because, like, if weapon skill is reworked, it's like... If weapon skill rework is gonna affect it still, because you still get +3 from your passive.
Yeah,
But,
and trolls don't get anything.
yeah, troll doesn't get anything. So you probably need to...
The regeneration is massive.
The region is massive, but I'll get into region when we, like, start talking about the actual abilities. Because I think there it will be important.
Oh
And
yeah.
the gnome one is kind of crazy if you're fighting mechanical stuff. Like,
Oh, the gnome one is really good. Just +5% to mechanical bosses, which is like what? I don't even know what counts as a mechanical mob.
I don't know if there even is mechanical mob.
Gnomerigan.
Gnomerigan.
Gnomerigan?
Yeah, boys, let's parse on the Gnomerigan bosses, man.
You know, SOD was the different raid that needed this change, you know?
That's funny, man. But I think we are actually getting a mechanical boss in new raid, like in Kara 40. If I remember correctly from teasers.
You know what it gives me off? It gives me off the same vibe as that only troll can get the highest Mayexna parse, because Mayexna is the only beast boss in the entire raid.
Yep. But I don't know. I don't know why they actually changed Gnome's escape artist as well. Like, was it that big of a deal to increase the cooldown?
I think
I haven't
balancing reasons for there's like a budget system. So if you want to make something stronger, you have to like take something away from something else.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they did remove arcane resistances, to be fair, also.
yeah, I don't get the removal of arcane resist. I know like arcane resistance is gonna be a thing on one boss, I think, in new raid that's upcoming. But was 10 more or how much arcane resistance that big of a deal
It's
to
5.
yeah,
It's like 5, yeah.
ah man, I don't know. Would be nice to hear what was the reason behind it, but I don't know. It's not
I
big
think
of
it's the budgeting.
yeah, go on.
Not to say it's just the budgeting, as I said before. If when they want to buff something, they have to nerf something on the other hand, so it remains balanced. So if you just look at a scale, you want to like increase the weight somewhere, the other one's gonna go up, so you want to like take something away so it evens out. I mean, that's kind of what it is, even for items.
Yep.
It's like the same concept, even talents.
Yeah, and like dwarf stone form got changed as well. Like it used to give 10% more armor and it changed to reduced physical damage taken by 5%. Now I'm not big of a math guy and I don't know if this is a buff or a nerf. What do you guys think about that?
The dwarf ritual?
Yes.
I mean, the big thing with the stone form was that you could get out of blinds and get rid of viper stings and stuff.
Yeah, it was mostly used as a PvP ratio against rogues and I guess as a priest against annoying hunters with viper stings.
Yeah, you could
Something
stay
to
in
note.
as dwarf priest. You could stay in on who run into soak. You know.
They actually didn't remove this aspect of the racial, it's still there. They just changed the armor part.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think
So
it's
everything
actually a
still
buff.
applies.
I think it's a buff. I'd rather take a. Oh no, it's physical damage taken by 5%. I thought it
Yes.
reduced all damage taken by 5%.
If it were all damage taken, that would be nice, definitely. But like physical damage only, I don't know.
It
I
might
think
still
it's
be a
only
buff.
I think it's only a nerf for like low armor classes because they benefited from the armor more than the 5%. But like high armor classes benefit more from the armor from the percent reduction.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially if you pop it while having a shield on, man. That was some juicy armor increase.
Oh, that's actually something to test. If you pop it with a shield on, then unequip the shield, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I think we kind of went over all the racial changes considering that actually impact warriors. You know, high elf, extra 2 agility, man. Is the new tank meta for warriors gonna be high elf maybe?
In my opinion, at least, the agility is the strongest stat for warrior on the server, where we have access, or we used to have access to Grace of Air and Kings and a lot of gear, right, with agility.
And blasted lance buff.
Blasted Lance
No
buff,
longer, no
Valentine's,
longer.
Yeah, Valentine's dude, plus 60 agility from
all
two
that,
like
and you
consumes.
put 2% on top of all that, you have a lot of agility.
Yep.
I think it's 2% base agility.
It says just agility increased by 2. Now, is it a base like from the race itself, or is it from overall agility? I'm not sure myself as well. But like, if it's overall agility, man, that's actually a huge buff.
It's an insane buff.
And
Yeah, it
and
says only agility.
one we forget not to forget about the high elf, but the night elf ones, they're getting 1 passive haste. There's a lot of haste enjoyers out there.
Yeah, I yeah, like once the Emerald Sanctum released, and with the new trinket and a lot of new haste stuff, like plus 2% extra attack speed on shoulders enchant, like new trinket, which was basically Black Hand's Breath with 2% attack speed as well on it, man. People were seeming attack speed way too high in my opinion. There were some attack speed enjoyers, man. And I still think there are people that prefer it, but I don't know. I was a
I would a-
strength enjoyer myself, man. Strength and agility all the way.
There is one thing to have in mind with haste is that the purpose of haste is to get an extra auto attack, right?
Yes.
So if you're on a short fight, you don't even benefit from the extra auto attack because you don't have time to get it. So, for example, in speedruns, we kill things fast, we kill trash packs fast. You switch target, you lose the haste buff by switching target. You just reset your swing timer.
Yes.
I don't know. I think haste is overrated. Yeah.
But
The
like,
main,
but
the
like,
main,
yeah, go on,
kind
go
of,
on.
the main issue that haste has as a stat in here is haste is intended for like it should improve your single target DPS, and in a long fight it will, right? That's what you're pointed out. Like, if a fight is short, you don't even get the benefit of haste. But even if you do get the benefit, which is like a couple more auto attacks, uh, it's just not a big enough increase on overall damage, and as a warrior, mainly your overall matters more. And haste isn't gonna give you cleave damage. It's gonna give you only like maybe 1-2 extra autos during the whole trash.
Yeah. I know I popped a question as well in the Warrior channel on Turtle WoW Discord, and Zast actually made a good point about that short versus long fights and stuff like that. Like on really short fights, like on trash, where the mob dies in like 5 seconds. You like how many attacks you can squeeze in on a mob that dies in 5 seconds? Like two, three, four maybe attacks. And with the extra attack speed, maybe you could swing another like main hand swing, and that's where attack speed kinda comes in handy, not gonna lie. But I don't know, for me attack speed just feels a bit weird, because in order to get more attack speed you basically go away from the normal meta beast list for warriors, and you have to grab some other items as well.
That's another issue with haste. Most haste pieces are like separate pieces, which have worse stats than the main base ones. And even with all of that, you really get like stacking haste is not really like an additive; it's a multiplicative. So the more haste you get, the more like you need to get the benefit of. So the first pieces you get give you like a really nice decrease, but the more you get, the more you need to stack it.
Yep. Like take for example, shoulder enchant. Now you have an option of going 2% haste from Hyjal, and you compare it to Sapphiron enchant, which is 1% crit, and how many is it? 26 attack power?
It is 26 AP, but it's not really a fair comparison. I think it's easier to compare it to the ZG one because it's the same like level of getting it,
Yeah,
which is just 30 AP.
yeah. Like yeah, we could compare like 30 AP versus 2% attack speed. I don't know. I would go for AP myself. I don't know. It just
I'd
feels weird.
say the Hyjal enchant is a good early stat. Like before, if you're a fresh warrior, you can just get this right away. You don't need anything. You don't need any rep even. You just go to Hyjal and get it.
Yep, that's exactly what I did on my second warrior. I
Yep.
had 2% haste until I got exalted with ZG, and then I just swapped it to 30 AP.
Yeah, that thing is nice for sure. Like you
Because
could
like
get,
AP scales with your abilities when haste does not. Like that's another thing that I kind of feel like. And also critical strike for a warrior is haste. Like every time you crit, you gain 30% haste.
That
As
was
one
before, no?
stat, 30%. No, that's still your flurry, no? Every time you
still ha-
crit, you have flurry.
But do we?
And
No, I mean,
it gives you 30%.
with the new changes, do we still have flurry in the
We
new
do,
change?
of
We
course,
do
bro.
in Dual-Wield,
Oh,
yes.
okay, good. Don't want to be rage starved, huh?
yeah, man. Man, but for some reason I still feel rage starve, even though my warrior is almost bis. I have that I don't mix scrolling combat text, and like for 20-25 seconds I feel rage starve, man. I can't use my bloodthirst, and I look over a little bit to the right side, and I see 40-50 glances in a row, man.
Hey, have you tried glancing those?
I yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. That feels awful,
Kill issue.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think now we went over the racial stuff as well. Is there any more changes to the gameplay outside of base warrior changes? Let me actually see.
I think then the neutral ones, that's
Rage.
everything.
Rage
Rage
generation is getting changed, and I think that's big.
Ah, yeah. Let's go now deep into the warrior changes. So first thing we see on forum thread is anger management becomes a baseline skill. It's not in arms anymore, right?
Yeah. No, you not exactly. You rage decays like you have it talented, and they kind of it. That's just baseline now. That's part of the warrior thing.
Yeah.
What you and tactical mastery will move up as well. So you like basically don't need the anger management anymore at all. So it's just gone. It's just baseline. Yeah.
Yeah, tactical mastery moving up is really nice for prot warriors, I think. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later once we go spec by spec. But yeah, let's go over the baseline warrior changes. So first on the list we have execute, boys. Execute has a cooldown now. That was a really loud sigh, man. Jurek, what do you think about execute having a cooldown now?
Well, okay, so it has a cooldown, but you can spend 2 points in the talent tree to reduce it, right? To no cooldown, apparently.
Yeah,
Is it only two?
it says execute now
Yeah.
has 5.5 second cooldown
It's 2 points.
and 2 points into improved or reckless execute.
We'll reduce it to 1.5 second cooldown.
Yeah,
Which is a global.
That's a global.
which basically is a global, yeah. So there kinda isn't a cooldown once you spec into it, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So I understand that we will not be spamming execute anymore in execute phase because we will need to press bloodthirst to get our little enrage procs, right?
Yeah. They
So
they also changed the math behind execute.
yeah, So it's better to not spam it because you have to do it full rage. I mean, you have to, it will not be worse to execute at 20 rage, from what I understand, with the
Yeah.
new calculations.
Yeah, because before the talent was reducing the rage cost, so you get more rage that converts into damage. Now you get higher costing execute with less damage. You can actually calculate how much it is per 100 damage because they added the formula. Let me just check.
Yeah, let me actually. I saw who was it? I think it was Cortala who posted a graph or some sort of. Let me actually find it in our Discord.
You gotta point out that the new execute is no longer a raw amount of damage per point of rage. It's now a base, like it's like a spread from the minimum to a maximum, and then you have the baseline damage is also different on rate and execute now.
Yeah. So I don't know. The one thing I liked about spamming execute on execute phase is one little like trick warriors use to have. I don't know if it got changed. Is it going to be changed? But heroic strike queuing.
That's
Yep,
fixed.
it's changed. Yeah.
Well, you will see a talent in a second, but it's been basically moved into a talent, kind of.
Like the execute spam would go basically you spam execute and you would either macro heroic strike into it or have like heroic strike on mouse wheel or something like that, and you just basically keep spamming that as well, and it's the heroic strike queue actually goes through. It actually goes by the laws of if your attack is queued, you have more hit percent on your offhand. That was nice. Even though you don't have rage to actually perform heroic strike, it will still function like that.
I think
Yep.
this change is if for us in our gear, it's not a huge change.
I
I
think
think.
execute is a big change because now
Yeah,
the
but
damage that it does is way less.
the offhand hits. I mean, I think it's gonna be improving Fury leveling. You're gonna be Dual-Wield leveling because you gain 10 hit on your offhand.
Oh yeah, dude. Dual wield
It's gonna be
level.
nice overall, I think. I think it will result in more rage because the formula has changed too. So it says that the way how supposedly they made it is that warriors with less gear will feel less rage starved, and warriors that are with the best gear that we have, for example, they will feel relatively the same. So I don't think it's gonna be a big change for us, but I think execute in general will be less damage. We won't be seeing those 6k executes anymore.
Yeah, man. Seeing those juicy executes was, oof. That was a pure warrior moment. Like everyone knows that clip from Classic is when Zulpi charges in and does like 6.3k execute, man. And everybody knows that's like peak warrior moment. Those juicy executes. But
Like
I don't know.
I found the formula. It says that execute like max rank 5, level 56, will do 600 to 375 damage. So it has even variance how much you're gonna do. And then for each point of rage, it's gonna give you 15 to 20 damage. I cannot see that being equal to 6k execute.
Nah, man. I don't think the rage will do that. Like execute will do that much damage as it used to.
Wait, is it 15 to 20 or 1.5 to 20?
1.59 to 20.
No, it's 15 damage, 15 to 20 damage per extra rage.
I'm going.
And
1.5.
and maximum flat that it will give you is 600.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm seeing. You
And
look at
how
Doxa
much?
stream.
It's 15 seconds, right? It's 15 rage, the cost.
Yes, like the minimum rage cost.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
so
that's like
With or
maximum
without the
100.
talent?
That's like 800 damage. Execute.
There's one thing. Is it 15 rage with the talent, the current talent, or without it?
The talent has
Because-
changed,
The
I
talent is
think.
Yeah, that's
changed.
why. I
It-
know. It got
it-
replaced with the new one for
Yeah, it
cooldown
reduces
reduction.
the cooldown. Yeah, it doesn't reduce the rage cost anymore.
So what was the base, 15 or 20 before the current talent?
I think it's 15, no?
Yeah, I think as well 15.
Yeah, it's 15 on base.
Alright, next we have Dual-Wield can be learned a little bit earlier. I don't know about that, but I never leveled as a Dual-Wield, man. That just felt awful early on without hit percent items.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I just double checked. It's
yeah,
15 rage.
I even swiped on my warrior, man. I had Edge Masters on level 44. I had like epic like access and shit like that, man. It still felt very, very terrible to level as a Fury. But I don't know. Maybe with these
I
changes.
think also the one hand like progression in leveling gear is like if you're alliance, for example, it's like you have to get really lucky to get like cruel barb or something.
Yep.
Anything like besides that, there's not many good one-handers leveling from quests and stuff, right?
Yep.
But there's some solid two-handers.
I know, like, if you wanted to go dual wield leveling, I think the break point was basically Marathon Quest Trash Blade.
Yes.
That was the point, like where the weapon is good enough to actually carry you through that janky leveling. But I don't know. It felt awful, man. I just know I grab my whirlwind axe and I can go like all the way up to 60 with it, man. With sweeping strikes and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, Whirlwind Axe just makes the progression of warrior leveling so good.
yep.
And
There
then
Especially
is
the
no
40,
reason.
43, you change to Executioner's Cleaver.
Yeah.
yep. Imagine if you get help from your guildies and friends and you actually manage to get like whirlwind axe on level 30, man. And if you put that juicy crusader on it as well, dude. Oi, oi, oi.
It is solid, yeah. Or level 39, you get Pendulum of Doom. You can
Yeah.
continue and end up leveling with it until 60.
Yeah, I swiped on my non-warrior Pendulum of Doom with Crusader on it, man. It feels good. It feels good.
That's what I went for my first ZG on my second warrior with. Pendulum of Doom.
Yep. And Intervene now being available at the trainer. That's kinda nice thing, not gonna lie. I was level 60 for I don't know how many months, and I didn't even know I could get Intervene because it was a book. So I
Do you have the Retaliation book?
I don't think he does.
the what?
The Retaliation book.
I don't.
So when you
There's a-
there's a book. I don't know where it's from. You can buy it, I guess. And when you pop Retaliation, you gain 20% parry.
Do you know what's the name of the book?
Technique
Die
die
by
the
the
sword.
sword.
It's the Stormwind Vaults from the last boss.
Yeah, it's something I don't have. Never used it.
Increases
That
your
sounds
chance
great.
to parry. Yeah, 20 more percent parry chance when you activate it. I don't have that either, man. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm using retaliation. On my ex now. Guys, I'm retaliating.
And then you get web sprayed and you can't do shit.
I'm still
Get parry when
retaliating,
you're
bro.
stuck.
I use retaliation.
Yep.
Well, I hope they cook with the tier sets.
The next one from the skill changes, we have Pummel. Pummel, instead of flat value, deals 5% of your attack power. And it
I
can
actually
be,
like that.
yeah, and it actually can be used in battle stance. I know that part used in battle stance is really nice, like while leveling. You don't have to.
And you can learn it at 18. Before it
Yeah.
was 38.
Yeah. That's actually a huge improvement as well.
Having an interrupt way earlier in leveling is really nice, because till then you have kind of stuck without one.
No, you have shield bash.
Yeah, but it's
it's
really inconvenient.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it takes big effort to do. Yeah,
I know
Just line of sight.
I know
Yeah.
if I'm fighting a caster mob early on, man, I'm gonna eat that frostbolt or shadow bolt, man. I'm not gonna swap to defensive stance and put on a shield to
you
shield
don't need
bash.
to swap to defensive stance. You can use shield bash in battle.
But you still need to equip a shield, which is
Yeah.
annoying.
Yep.
And then
It's really
swap
bad.
back, and that's a global.
Yep. Alright, next one is slam. How many of you guys actually tried playing two-handed build with slam?
I did.
And,
I did. When I got Might of Manifold, that was the first thing I did.
and what do you think about it?
I think the current, at least, state of Slam is still good. Like, you're not good at top meters compared to Dual-Wield currently, but it's like, it's still the least grief meme spec out of like all the meme specs. Because Slam, by all means, is a meme spec. But, yeah, the most annoying part about it was that every time you casted Slam, your swing timer just resets instead of like going through. And that was the issue, because you wouldn't get as much rage as you want, and the change they did is just really convenient.
Yeah, the change where it actually pauses your swing timer instead of resetting it is actually nice. I think it's
Like
really nice.
there's like a new game here, so this means that you can use slam pretty much any time, but you also have to watch out if you're gonna spend too much rage with that, and you will delay other abilities with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
It's-
really went into slam spec. I know I played two-handed spec for a while, but I just went with normal, like standard two-handed Fury. I didn't even use slam at all.
I see, and also slam is more of like now a if you have too much rage and no execute phase, you just use it as a filler, and then once you're like 40 50 rage, you just save for abilities.
Yeah. Now, one of the big changes as well, boys. Rend now scales with your attack power. Are we gonna multi-rend on multiple mobs to par some
Yeah,
like trash
yeah.
damage?
Yeah.
I think that will be the thing for Arms Warrior.
Yeah, I
Like,
think this is more an arms change than a fury change, but it might be a little increase, but I think it's arms mainly.
Yep.
the question is how much it scales. Like
Yeah.
that's what it depends on.
I
Like
know.
if it's nice and you have a free global, why not?
Yeah. I saw like the improved rend talent got changed as well. I think it was increases rend bleed damage by 35 before. Now it's 2 points for 20%. And they added the attack power scaling with it. I don't know.
I think it's mainly gonna be good on single target for two-hander, and I still think you still wanna spend your rage on cleaving whirlwinding instead of rending multiple targets, because you also want to look at it that way, where trash mobs are gonna die quickly and rend isn't gonna do its full thing fast enough,
Yeah.
because it's like a long dot. It's not like
21
deep
seconds.
wounds.
You know, trash mobs don't last 21 seconds. So,
Yeah.
I think it might be a part of the rotation when you're two arms on a boss, but that's it.
yeah, on solo turret, yeah, I agree.
Yep. And before Murmy leaves, he just told me he needs to leave for a raid soon. Like, Murmy, do you wanna... You went silent for a while there. Do you have any opinions on the thing we're talking about right now before you leave?
Not really. The rend, you know, can you use it in defensive stance?
Yes,
Did they change that?
you always go.
What we're doing? We're gonna be tanking with Ren.
Yeah,
Agreed.
this,
Amazing.
dude. Let's go.
I mean, We can put that instead of one Sunder, you know. So yeah, why not?
Rend first global.
Yeah,
You just
open,
need
open
to have a
mid-trend.
dot timer, so you need to like refresh it.
Yeah,
Rotation, better than spamming heroic strike and sleep till revenge and bloodthirst were up.
yeah.
And Sunder in between, don't forget.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, Sunder's boring if you're not gonna refresh it every like 25-ish seconds.
Yeah, you're spamming it just for
You're
rage
spamming.
and for Wind Fury. You spam Sunder. It's like heroic strike Sunder. Heroic strike Blitters, heroic strike revenge, heroic strike Sunder, heroic strike Sunder, heroic strike Blitters, heroic strike revenge.
Having Rend in between is also nice, of course.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can skip one of the Sunders with Rend, I guess. So it will be Blitters heroic strike, revenge heroic strike,
There's
Sunder
also another
heroic
thing
strike, or no,
with
it'll be Rend
hamstring.
heroic strike.
With hamstring, though, there was one more thing. Since they both DP, is it like worth using over? Not hamstring, I mean pummel. Is it worth using over like hamstring and Sunder to have it as your
Probably
filler for
yes.
Wind Fury? Because
Yeah,
it's gonna be instead of spamming like hamstring, you're just gonna use first pummel and then you're gonna use hamstring, and then you just fill with Sunder till any of them is like back off cooldown.
we
That's a
spoke
great
with you
mechanic.
exactly. We spoke with you exactly this like couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know on like the moment you said like you're gonna be using pummel now to fish for Wind Fury procs. I know there's gonna be a time when warriors grief and they use their pummel to fish for Wind Fury on
Yeah.
bosses like KT when you
Yeah.
need to actually kick the casts.
Yeah.
It'll happen. I can guarantee
I mean, we
you
have
that.
rogues.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Which will give you smoke bomb.
yeah. Rogue's gonna pop smoke bomb on KT. KT's gonna one-shotting people, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say bye. See you later, guys. It was fun.
Yeah.
See you
Thank you for
later.
being here, Mermi.
Ciao.
Dude,
And next change I want to go over about is hamstring has now a CD.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
change, and I think everyone questioning it.
I think that's great for warriors in PvP. I think
Yeah.
warriors were OP before, and they needed that hamstring nerf. Thank you.
Really? That's your
Oh,
take?
Yeah, that's my take.
That's a big take. That's a big take.
That's based.
that's as a warrior, man. I don't know how can you speak such things, man. Such foul things, man. How do you think this was a good change?
I don't
Well,
know. For me, that change, I can just see a warrior charging a druid, hamstring, and then the druid just shapeshifts out and
Yeah.
moves away.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you uninstall the game. Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah,
And
yeah,
you're never catching that druid ever again, dude. Like,
of
He
course.
just runs off.
Yeah, I
uh,
think whoever implemented that, is a great PvP player and knows his stuff. I'm grateful. Thank you.
I think I think it's a big nerf. Yeah, it's a really big nerf for PvP in my opinion.
yep.
It's a, it's a
Bigger
big
than
nerf in general, but it's mainly a PvP intended nerf. But yeah, it just makes it so like
No.
if you
No, actually, it's a PvE intended nerf that will
Yeah.
nerf PvP.
that will nerf
Uh,
PvP more.
Yeah, so that's a mistake. I think
Yeah.
they made a mistake. But,
And like I think the issue part of it is it's also 6 seconds is a pretty big time because like
Yep.
your bloodthirst is 6 seconds too.
I know
Like-
I was leveling like my gnome warrior for a couple of past days, and the goal with it was to actually try out ranking, try out the PvP and shit like that as a warrior, because I never really went that much deep into PvPing as a warrior. But like hamstring CD, man, if you charge on a mage or some caster or some shit like that, and that first hamstring dodges or it gets parried, man, it's over, man. You just gotta give up, like. It's
I
less
see it as
worth it.
a PvP like leveling nerf also. Like many times you can fight like mobs that are higher level than you, and you just trade one to one with hamstring kiting. And since the mob is higher level, you sometimes you miss hamstring, so you need to hit it like twice in a row to apply it. And now with that 6 second cooldown, you cannot do that anymore.
Yeah, like
there's
hamstring
also another
kiting
thing.
is yeah. Go on,
There's
Victus.
also the thing where you would like charge a pack of mobs or like aspo something, and then you will like reset. So you just multi hamstring the mobs and run away to reset. You can't do that anymore. You kind of have to spec into piercing howl to be able to
Yeah,
do that.
I think they changed the tree, so the piercing howl is more accessible now, so it might feel more natural for warriors to take it, but still piercing howl is not 15 seconds, 16 seconds slow as hamstring is.
It's a 6 second, yeah. And it's a
And
50, and it's a 50%. How much is the rank 3 hamstring? Is it 60?
I'll check. I think it's also 50. No, it might be 60 actually.
And piercing howl is 10 rage. When hamstring on PvP is less because you have the PvP gloves usually.
Nah, hamstring rank
So
3 is also 50, man. It goes up from 40 at rank 1.
Piercing howl is
It is 50.
50% movement speed reduction for 6 seconds. I'm reading that from the updated turtle class trees.
Yeah.
So it's the same amount.
Yeah, I guess that's why they changed hamstring. Now you should use piercing howl more.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I know I was also leveling like hardcore warrior, and all I did was basically hamstring kite mobs to the death, man. But like leveling with hamstring kiting now, if that hamstring, if that hamstring also like misses or gets parried, that could be a life or death situation as a hardcore character, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Indeed,
for
of
sure.
course. But there's one thing I'm gonna disagree on, which is a PvE nerf in late trading, because if you look at the next change, it kinda makes Thunder Armor the new hamstring
There's still a few
with Fury
differences, though.
Fishing. I mean, with the rage cost reduction.
Yeah. I mean, there
oh,
is a difference, and the main difference is with the next change. You might as well read it out, right?
Yeah,
The Thunder Armor is now 10 rage instead of 15, like hamstring. The issue, I mean, the difference with this is Sundering is cheaper now. I mean, as if it wasn't cheap enough. And now the kinda, like, you kinda cannot use hamstring to fish for Vintier anymore. I mean, you can every 6 seconds if you're really dedicated.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the main use of hamstring over Sunder was that hamstring can proc your flurry because it can crit and it does damage,
Yep.
even if it's not a lot. Sunder doesn't do that.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that now with pommel and hamstring rotation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, missed on that. And yeah, I also miss out on the base damage that it does, regardless of the other mechanics.
Yep, yep. And the last baseline change, shield wall. It it gets removed if you unequip your shield.
To be fair, that just makes sense. And then, I mean, it is a nerf, but
Me,
it's a nerf that makes sense.
I guess it does make sense, but it felt really nice to pop shield wall and still continue dueling after that.
Yep.
It was just a nice way to deal with the incoming damage, especially when we don't have world buffs and we cannot get to like 13, 14k HP warriors. It just allows us to play for more threats. But I guess that's a certain environment where people are tryharding and min-maxing, so it's for the general guild and like the average player base, this is just a irrelevant change. Most of the people don't really utilize it.
Yeah, I never even knew you can just unequip the shield once you pop
It's
it, honestly.
it was the same with shield block.
Yeah.
We
And
kind of had a shield wall enjoyer named Katja. He always told us to use shield wall on Hoover when she was low HP. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work anymore.
Yeah. I know, like popping a shield wall, then going back to like your either dual wielding, like in PvE or in PvP, where you would go back to your two-hander, man. That was nice. That gives you like few seconds to finish off your target as well, man. But like right now, are you gonna be able to finish off your enemy in a PvP with one-hander? I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna see about those baseline changes.
I think it's a reasonable change. Like if someone is abusing it, it's probably like PvP players, and it's an unfair advantage because you gain a big advantage from shield wall, but you gain no minus. Like there is no negative to that. Like similar to a paladin using bubble and getting no negative with it, and now they do. Like you get reduced attack speed, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's reduced damage, like 50% reduced damage now.
Yeah, it's just fair. I think it's just a fair way of doing it. It's the one of the changes that I agree with.
Yeah. So we covered all the baseline changes. Now the interesting part, boys. Talent tree and specs. Which spec do you wanna go over first?
I
Dual-Wield
think
Fury-Prot, Deep Prot
uh,
maybe?
I think Arms is the most changed one that I kind of want to talk about. Arms has a lot added. The other ones are just reworks or like nerfs or buffs, even kind of. I think Arms is still the biggest change. I think Arms should be first in order.
Yeah, I think we should discuss just arms for start.
I
It's
think we should
just
just
changed
discuss
so much.
every one. We should just
Yeah.
discuss every tree alone, and then we discuss the overall specs, as like most specs are like a combination of multiple trees, not like just
Yeah,
one tree. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
and
and
we
excuse me for the interruptions, guys.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Alright, let's go with the Arms tree first. So, from first glance, we see actually a lot of changes in there. Tactical mastery moving up, which is really nice. I think that's really convenient for every spec. Like Fury prots with tactical mastery, maybe.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's good for Fury
I'm
Pro.
having two theories how I'm gonna play Fury-Prot, and I'll need to test out both once the patch kicks in. But one of them does include tactical mastery, yes. It's just really good to have.
Yeah, that's I like that change. I like that change, and you can actually go fight out of 5 like tactical mastery like really early on in the leveling. That's also nice.
Yeah, the
Uh,
leveling now will start with cruelty into tactical mastery, and then you just pick up parry, and your leveling is amazing. Then you get overpowered, club them if you're tanking dungeons, you just take thunderclap. It makes it really nice. I think that they did a good job with tactical mastery up in the tree.
yep. Alright, next one that we have is improved rend. We already kind of talked about it. It basically from 3-point talent got changed into 2 and 15 less percent damage overall, like from the talent alone. But now
I
it
mean,
gets attack power
so,
scaling.
yeah, I think that just made so it's not too OP because 35% and AP scaling just sounds like a lot of damage.
Yeah.
What do you think
Imagine
was just the
getting.
base amount?
I don't think it is.
It's like improved cleave. It used to be just the base amount.
Yeah, I guess so, but still.
Yep. The next one is deflection. It used to be like tier 1 talent, now it's in the second row.
I
I,
mean, it just affects, I guess, early leveling, because early leveling it was really nice when you, like, before you go arms, you would take 5 crit and then you would take 5 points in deflection.
yeah.
Which was really nice, but I think Tactical Master is just a way better talent, but it shines like a little later on, because early on you level mostly in battle stance.
Yep. Like the moment you actually start to stance dance and stuff like that is when you get
When you get
berserker.
berserking,
Yeah.
get berserker stance.
Berserker stance, and probably that's when you kind of start to utilize stance dancing a lot.
It's a nerf if you think about it, but it's a nerf mostly for like leveling, and like actual in game it doesn't change much.
Yeah.
I used to take it as a Fury-Prot before, but now just tactical mastery better.
Yeah, it's way better.
Alright, next one. Amount of rage generated by improved charge has been increased from 3 and 6 to 5 and 10. I don't think that really matters that much.
With all specs having charge now, like tanks will be able to charge soon, bro.
Oh
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
So I think that's a nice buff for like Deep-Rot
But
and
but
maybe even Fury-Prot. We'll see how it goes.
but will you spec into improved charge as a Fury-Prot?
I don't know, but as a Deep-Rot maybe, if Deep-Rot can rivals.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean that's definitely nice for leveling. That's gonna be like now if you spec into improved charge, you can you have enough rage to get a battle shout while you're charging instead of waiting for an actual hit.
yeah, it's just convenience. It helps, and I mean, 10 extra rage never hurt anyone. And since talent trees got swapped around, it's just you kinda in DPS you always have this. I think in tank spec you also have this.
Yeah. Next change is I think interesting one. Deep wounds. Now it deals damage every 1.5 seconds and lasts for 6.
I need to check what it is now. Current deep wounds.
Straightforward buff it is.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's
now
a
it
buff.
it triggers faster.
Yep.
So you're gonna get more ticks than before. We're just gonna keep refreshing it constantly with no ticks.
Yeah,
I
that
have a question. Was it 30% increase before, or is it still or is it buffed also?
I
it
think it's
was
20% now.
it's 30 I think now as well.
Let me
There's
open the
another thing you need
calculator.
to note. It also scales with your weapon's average damage, not top end
Yeah.
like before.
What is
Yeah,
it?
So
Before
it's better for two-handed.
it lasted 12 seconds before, and now it's 6.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
just
it
get more
takes
procs on
every
it.
1.5.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It
I mean, I guess
takes
that's also a PvP nerf. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a PvP nerf,
Yeah.
and somewhat a PvE buff. It ticks faster, but it lasts less.
Yep. I don't know.
Since
Like
it's melee weapon average damage is also good for two-hander, and one-hander is also not bad like before.
ah I just read the next one. I didn't read it before this, man. This makes my life sad as a warrior going into PvP, man. Improved hamstring has been removed.
Oh my god. Oh my
Another
god.
PvP nerf because warriors
Another-
used to be really powerful in PvP. Nobody
Yeah.
could have stopped them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now
Oof, oof. I mean, that's actually a huge hit, man. I didn't read
Yeah.
this all the way through before this, but like I don't know. I don't think I'll ever be engaging in PvP as a
Oh,
warrior.
same.
no, but
100%.
we get a new ability for PvP. Just read the next ability. It's quite a cool ability, and I think warrior just gets a different way of dealing with opponents.
Yeah.
New talent counterattack. A strike that becomes active after parrying an opponent's attack. This attack deals X amount of damage and immobilizes the target for 3 seconds. So it's basically a route that's
Yeah,
available after you parry something.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's helpful against melees. Okay.
Yeah,
What?
It's a good
What?
talent against like rogues or shit like that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
another warrior.
But
Yeah.
what about the mages, the locks? You want a hamstring to catch. What will you do now?
Yeah.
You
Fear.
cannot
Or
counterattack
druid.
them.
Fear and run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fear
Yeah.
and run. Yep.
Fear
Yeah.
and run.
Pretty much.
Mount up fast.
Ay, ay, ay.
Someone in your chat, Doxa, said deep prot PvP is gonna be amazing, and I think
I
that's
think
true.
it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I think
think
it's
it's
true.
true also. It has really big throw talents
Is
for
that
like
is that Karen's actual comment, man? Karen is actually in here, man. I didn't notice you actually joined, man. Sorry about that. Are you here, Karen?
Yeah, hello.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, I'm sorry for joining a bit late.
Yeah, we kind of went on a lot about warrior stuff. Do you have anything to add? Like so far, what do you think about this stuff so far?
Oh, I like the deep protection, but I'm also pretty biased uh, because I played it a lot.
Yep. What do you think about this new hamstring stuff, man? Did you ever enjoy PvP as a warrior?
Not that much, no. Mainly PvE tanking.
Alright.
Lucky you.
Lucky you, yeah, I guess. Alright, but this new talent, counter attack, is it gonna be actually nice for Fury-Prots maybe? Or deep prots?
I included it in one of the specs. I think I made 2 specs yesterday while going through the talents, and one of them I included this instead of running Defiance.
Yeah, but like, I have a question about this skill, and I don't know, is it gonna be like one of those skills, like it has two sides, like it deals damage and it immobilizes.
Yeah,
But
I think
but
so.
but if you're like counter attacking a boss or something that's like CC immune, is the damage
Which
part
it must
gonna go
trudge
through?
in the raids.
Like, is the damage part gonna go through, or is it just gonna say immune to it?
Yeah, it's up to seeing. We need to find out.
I mean,
I think the damage works, but the stun is gonna be pointless in raiding environments. But in dungeons,
Yeah.
it's probably interesting because there's a tendency of having multiple mobs attacking the tank, and pairs will happen often, and having this ability to like bash mobs and
And it's
mitigate some damage
5 seconds
is
only.
satisfying.
I
It's only
think
5 second cooldown. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think the root part of it, like, wait, immobilizes. Is that a stun or a root?
That's a root.
That's a root. In PvE, so in raiding scene, I think this skill might actually be a grief.
I mean,
Cause
yeah, it's like Frost Nova.
yeah, let's take an
Well, the
example
start
like,
like the charge route, not the vanilla charge. Like the expansions that came out later, they changed charge multiple times. Sometimes it rooted, sometimes it stunned, sometimes it
yeah,
didn't do much.
yeah, like,
I think it's just movement. It's not a complete stun.
yep. Like, I think this skill is gonna be a bit grief on trash. Like, let's take for example a tank. Tank is building a threat on one target and it uses counter attack and goes away to grab a mob that someone took aggro over, and he chases that mob. Now this mob is gonna change the target, man. It won't follow the tank anymore.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I see that.
Someone might actually die in raid because of this stuff.
I think the chance of it happening is less than mage, but yeah, it's a valid argument.
Ah, yeah, the mage's
But we
frost
need
knowing,
to,
mage's frost knowing like 30 mob packs, man. That's just ay ay ay.
yeah,
I
because
still
it's
think
like
in
one
raiding you're
mob.
not gonna use it.
Also, is this attack gonna be on global cooldown or off global cooldown? That's actually,
That's a good question because
It should be on cooldown, I think.
because
the rogue talent is off cooldown, off
yeah,
yeah,
the
global.
hunters one same.
Mm.
The hunters
Yeah,
one, it's also
yeah.
counter attack, man. You usually just macro it into every skill and you use it if it's available off global cooldown.
Yeah, it might be actually. It might be off global.
What's the rage cost of it? I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Uh,
Is it in database already? Let me there.
Probably not.
I guess we need to see and wait, because it's chaos. Like, not only it gives flat damage, but it also scales with attack power.
Does it scale?
Yeah, it's 10% of your attack power.
Yeah, it says it here. We'll see once it goes live. And like the base amount of damage is not that bad, like 200 damage base plus the
Yeah,
scaling.
very good. 200 damage and 2k AP, 10% of that is another 200 damage. That's 800 crits.
Yep. Alright, the next one is Improved Slam. Is now 3 talent. Total points have been reduced from 5 to 2. Okay, that's nice. And affects a global cooldown of Slam. That's actually nice.
It's like an arms buff. I mean, they kind of moved it. In development, this talent used to be 4th row before, so it was right next to Impale, I believe, right before, and that was moved because you would go like dual, like 200 Fury, and it was like stupidly broken.
Yeah, Improved Slam was in Fury 3 before, man. Now it's in Arms as well.
Yeah, they moved it to arms,
Yep.
and it's so to make 200 arms warrior better. I mean, decrease in global cooldown is pretty big.
I mean, are people...
It's a 1 second global instead of a 1.5.
Yep. I mean, but still, are people gonna be using Arms spec in raiding, or they're just gonna go 200 Fury, man? I think 200 Fury is still gonna be better in raiding.
I think Dual-Wield will be, but we'll see. I think our arms just does decent damage now. You'll read through the talents. But yeah, that's just
keep in mind one thing: you just get sweeping strikes on trash, which is huge, and they also reduction on recklessness by 12 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, Karen said in stream, like, Arms is gonna be way better for like cleaving and trash packs and stuff like that.
Yeah, but guys, remember this thing? They put a 10-minute internal cooldown on the respec. So you will not be able to abuse the, to swap arms in trash or whatever.
Yeah, but like in our raids, in Hard Knocks raids, we didn't really have time to respec,
Yeah.
even though we had an option for it, man. We go fast, we don't really have time to respec.
Yeah.
It's not even worth a parse run since waiting 10 minutes takes a second, you know?
Yep. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, next one. Two-handed weapon specialization. Now requires 3 points instead of 5. Okay, that's nice. This one's actually really nice, man. It gives you weapon skills. Gives you three weapon skills, man, with with two-handers.
It's just to make 200s a little... I mean, it makes sense with the whole weapon skill rework. It now needs to give you something, so it's worth taking.
Yeah. Like, if you were two-handed warrior before, like, outside of humans and orcs with access and humans with swords, I don't know, man. You didn't really have that good time without that weapon skills. This change is definitely nice for two-handed warriors. And the big thing about arm spec is all the specs like axe specialization, mace, sword, and polearm got merged into one. This is
a big change.
Yeah, this is a really convenient, especially for leveling warriors.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like when you're leveling and you find nice new weapon, but you used to use axes, now you have sword, man. You need to go to respec, man. Where's that gold?
There's one thing you guys have missed. Maces now gives you armor pen.
Yeah, instead of
which
a
is
stun.
huge.
Yeah,
and polearm gives you range instead of crit.
Yep. Yeah, but like this is another. Is it this another one of PvP nerfs, man? Where's Mace stun? I don't know, man. I don't really they think through a lot of PvP stuff with these changes. It's definitely nice for PvE for leveling.
I guess you'll be doing more damage to paladins.
And paladins.
But it's not that much armor. What is it? 10 per level?
10 per level.
Yeah,
Of your target armor per level.
So it's 600 armor, right? On
It's
60.
600, yes.
Yeah.
Now there's a cool thing with this. So on trash you probably want to use two-handed maces for the armor pen, and then on bosses you want to use axes for or swords for the crit or the sword proc. So now you can have another layer of gameplay, which is which weapon you want to use in which situation for which bonus you want to have. But I'm pretty sure polearm isn't gonna be that good in any case.
It's for leveling, I think, the polearm one. It's just nice to have extra range, extra reach.
I'm not sure if
Makes-
it's just auto attacks or also abilities. You have to
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you manage to catch one mob extra with your whirlwind that kind of went away from the pack with the because of these 2 yards increase from polar man. That's a nice damage increase on that one whirlwind. But I don't know.
I
I
mean, it's good
cannot
to
see
snipe
it.
some autos on Gothic when the ads spawn and we barely get one hit in before they get deleted.
Yep. Alright, let's see. Oh, sweeping strikes. Now costs 20 rage instead of 30.
Oh,
And is no longer spent by offhand hits.
That's good.
If
To be
if you
fair.
if you
Since
are
when you use Dual-Wield with sweeping strike?
yeah,
I think that just if you fucked up and like didn't swap weapons or something, I don't know.
How would you dual wield when you're so deep into arms tree?
Yeah, but
Beyond
that's
two-handed spec?
another thing. Yeah, that's
I
another
don't
thing.
know. That's. I guess someone was doing it, maybe.
yeah,
Maybe someone was memeing. Yeah.
it's definitely a nice change, but they changed it for what? For whom, man? Who was using
I mean, the
sweeping
main,
stride with dual
mean,
wield?
the
Maybe
main
power
thing.
budget, they had to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the cost is amazing. Like you're just charging and you have sweeping strike straight away. Usually you need to charge and kind of get hit or hit to get sweeping strikes up.
Yeah. You need
And then
rage
watch the
saved.
over aggro now. Watch over aggros happen on the on the start of a pack.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Yeah, but
charge,
that's
so
with arms. Arms in long fight on the single target will be really bad damage in my opinion.
yeah, yeah.
Like you have no flurry, so you'll be generating a less rage. And
you'll
what
be
you're gonna
good
be
on
spamming
burst.
stam. Yeah, that's all it is. An AoE.
Mm, mm, mm.
You still get recklessness almost every other fight.
Yeah.
Every 18 minutes.
I wonder if you use Rec with the arm spec and then you respec Fury, you still have that reduced cooldown, right?
I'm pretty sure you can't respec if recklessness is on cooldown. It's gonna give you an error.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
okay.
Ay, ay, ay.
I mean, it's kind of like that on retail. If you want to respec and you have like a talent on cooldown, a capstone or something, it's not gonna let you till you like have it off cooldown.
I think the next two talents you're gonna really like.
Yeah, the next one, like, increases the damage done per extra rage point spent on execute up to 60%.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there.
That's actually a nice PvP buff
But
for it.
remember, exactly. Yeah.
Your execute can hit a lot harder with this.
Yeah. And also in arms, you will have a 5.5 second execute because you don't have the talent.
Yeah, but
Actually-
but the thing is, as arms, you're never gonna spam it anyway. You're not
Yeah.
gonna have the rage to spam it.
True.
Indeed. And also, you can just take 1 point in the improved execute instead of 2. So you still only have like a bit less cooldown, but also you're not gonna use it instantly for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have even more rage. Maximum rage.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can cap rage with Wind Fury and the fat auto attack crit. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think the next talent needs to be tied with precision
Yeah,
cut.
ne-
The
ne-
next talent gives you up to 30 more rage,
Up to 30 more rage, man.
and it's a 3-pointer.
Those are gonna be like fat arms executes, man.
I may or may not have heard the number of 8.7k.
Oof. Oof,
Of
that's
an
gonna
execute.
be. Oi, oi, oi. Those are juicy executes, man. It sucks you're not gonna be able to reach anyone in PvP to actually hit it with.
Execute them.
But I don't
Let's
know.
charge and make it slower, like the animation, so everyone can run away before you get to them.
Yeah.
That's already the case.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
already
They
is.
forgot to implement.
yeah, already the case. Like they changed charge where you don't charge into center of a model, but like right
The
outside of it.
the edge. Yeah.
I don't know, man. PvPing as a warrior on Turtle WoW, I'm not really sure about that, man.
Yeah, not sure either.
Especially as Alliance one, man. At least on as a Horde, you're gonna be having a Wind Fury, which gives you a little bit more edge in
Eventually,
PvP.
you don't always have a shaman in your group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah. Did
And
anything
the someone
else?
that makes it in range.
Oh, and it is to press the Wind Fury button, So
Yeah.
that's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, but like with upcoming changes to Shaman, they don't need to press it, man. It's a aura.
Oh, it is.
You need to
Oh,
put the
Alliance
totem
Gaming.
down. Alliance Gaming, boys.
I don't know. We will see.
So how
we
does
will
it
see.
work? So you just put it down anywhere and that the shaman himself is the totem? Or what?
Yep. I think that's how it works.
So you just put it on the raid entrance and you just forget about them.
Yeah.
I think it's basically like Paladin auras, man.
Still gonna be the same range, I think. It will still be
Yeah.
like 40 out.
And it's good they save some mana, so they don't have to like keep popping them every fight.
It saves a lot of mana, for instance, in our runs where our shamans actually totem twist. They don't have to twist anymore, man.
Yeah, but
No,
the
you just
shaman that was twisting before was enhancement, and now the shaman that will be in your group will be wrestling.
Probably.
you actually
yes,
have two shamans in the group with one agility and one wind fury, or it doesn't work this way.
You can do that.
You can technically. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
twisting is still there. Except that you just do it with two players.
You just need two shamans
Yeah, in
in
each
all
group.
groups, and you need to remove warrior from there.
It's a loss in the long run.
Unless it's high F warriors, they get more edgy from it.
True.
Alright, I think we're done with the arms. Did I miss anything?
I mean, you have the recklessness talent and like the 30-minute cooldown stuff, but like I
I
don't
mean,
think you're gonna spec into it.
yeah, no one's actually specking into improved retaliation and recklessness, man. I doubt it. Yeah, and it's in the same row with 30 bonus rage, man.
I still think it's worth when a pop it on trash. It's massive if you can use fat sweeping strikes with recklessness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Not someone here who loves the recklessness on fucking trash packs.
Yeah, but you told me maybe if I cannot respec Fury after when we come to the boss, it's terrible, no?
Yeah, but I think we're just taking too many assumptions because we didn't see the arm set bonuses of tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. It's like we're missing so much
True.
information because we don't know how it's gonna synergize together.
Yeah, we're missing a lot of info from gearing and stuff like that. Let me actually see. Did we miss anything in Arms 3? I don't think we did. I think we went over
Improved
it.
Thunderclap, maybe.
I think it got changed. Reduces.
Yeah, it didn't get changed.
Yeah, reduces the cost and increases the damage. Did anyone actually take improved Thunderclap ever, man?
Wow, leveling, yes.
Deep
It's good
Rot.
for it's good for leveling, especially if you tank dungeons.
Yeah.
Deep Rot, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
wouldn't take over Deflection, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Alright. Let's go into Fury.
This will be a juicer.
First row I see of text is high octane gameplay, man. Alright, first thing is booming voice. Booming voice now increases the area of effect of all shouts, and its effect has been increased from 50 to 60, so basically bigger range. Yeah.
Amazing.
The same, it used to be the same before, no?
No. It's
Or
up
it
to
was two talents they
60%
got
now.
combined.
Before it was only the range and duration. It was not the effect.
No, it's just the range and the
It's
duration.
the
Yeah, that's what I
range.
said.
It's the same. You said the effect. It's
No,
not the
now
effect.
it's the effect.
Yeah, it's
Improved
both.
shout is the effect.
The duration is the effect.
No, but it says increase the area effect, so increases the rage, and its effects have been increased.
Yeah, I don't think they mean duration by effect in this tooltip.
I mean, I'm looking at it. It says
Right.
increases the area of effect of all shouts, which is range, how far it
Yeah,
got, and
yeah.
additionally increase the duration of your battle shouts, which means you have to refresh it less often. It's the same talent we had before, I'm pretty sure. The one that increases the effectiveness of these shouts is in improved shouts, like on the third row.
Yeah,
I think-
I got baited on the
Yeah,
because on the
Bro, did you refresh your page? Because we're reading the wrong thing on your stream since the beginning, Doxa.
Are we?
Yeah, we need to open the link from
Yeah, bro.
the turtle database, that from the forum post, not from
Bro.
the current meta.
Yeah, you're baiting us, bro.
And there is even a comment underneath. All shouts indicate that this talent now also affects intimidating shout and challenging shout.
Yeah, can someone actually link me the correct version of the thread, please?
Let me find. Someone posted it.
But yeah, I got baited because it says different thing on the forum thread than on the actual.
So does that mean
video.
that the intimidating shout will be longer? You can fear people for longer now?
Yep.
I believe it is.
Oh.
Yes, I believe that's what it means.
Imagine
And
people not
challenging
using it
shout.
on mod control situations. It would be catastrophic.
And
Yeah.
challenging shout also like longer range, longer than lip.
That can be dangerous. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's,
can
that,
feel
that
like
longer
half
can,
of
than
the
lip.
raid.
Yeah,
yeah,
longer
that can
than
grief
lip.
you.
Yeah, you can auto grief.
Unless you rotate them.
Yeah, but
Then
you're
it's
not gonna
whatever.
pick. You're not gonna pick that talent. Like the first row, you're picking cruelty 100%,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you're picking Dual-Wield specialization and unbridled draft. Nobody's
True.
picking this.
You take
Yeah,
this
it's a
in
PvP talent. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
PvP.
PvP
Yeah,
talent.
100%. Like for challenging shout, I don't know how it will affect, but maybe tanks will pick it. But still, you're gonna want cruelty even as a tank.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to use demo shot as often. It's also good for PvP because you can bait out stealth people with demo shot from farther away.
It is, yeah. I like it for PvP a lot. Booming voice is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I use it
Jump,
for a few
demo
things.
shout. It's a huge range. Huh? Huge.
alright, so Unbridled Wrath got buffed. So its proc chance is actually increased from up to 40 to 75%. And it's buffed even more for 200 weapons, man. It gives now 2 rage for 200s, man. Like,
I mean,
as I said, I played 200 warrior before, and I didn't take Unbridled Wrath. I went with Booming Voice, man.
this was never worth it, and I still think it won't be worth it. It's only 2 rage for hitting a 200. It's like, it really doesn't add up much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the proc rate is nice, but it'll add up on Dual-Wield, right? But, considering the other talent in the same row, I don't think it's gonna be worth taking ever.
Yeah, like you said that nicely. Like Unbridled Wrath is in same row as Dual-Wield specialization,
Yeah, you might as
Yeah.
well read.
which is a big one now.
Both of them are good for dual wielding. That's the sad part.
Yep.
Yeah, but like the talent tree from like I tried playing around it. There is no empty talents that you don't wanna pick. You kind of wanna pick all the talents, but you don't have enough points.
So you have to choose.
So eventually you're gonna pick those two. Like there is no empty talents. Before you would have like Berserker Rage. You have Hamstring Slam with 5 points that you can waste points. Now there is no talents that are useless. Let's put it like that.
Yep.
And now we're kind of forced to use Blood Craze if you want to get Enrage, which is sad.
But it's also buffed at 6% total HP, which is double on what it used to be. And
Why
you're
would you
gonna
get crit if you're playing DPS?
you're gonna be using your Bloodthirst, which is gonna be doing crits on you, and that will proc 6% healing on you every time.
Yeah.
I guess, but I don't think it's a massive deal because you still heal from Bloodthirst after effect.
No, do you?
Don't you
No,
get healed like? Oh, they removed it.
They removed it,
Yes.
and it's a new talent. It's separate now.
It's
Yeah,
not
the
even
blood drinker.
like the blood drinker is completely different talent. It's not like blood thirst. It's again percentage of your total HP, and it's 2% of your total HP, which can be a lot. It's like almost. It's
Well,
huge in my opinion.
if it's 5 times 2, it's 10% every bloodthirst.
Yeah,
So
I-
it's
If you
huge.
crit yourself, yeah.
yeah, if you agree.
Yeah.
I think it's
But
really
if you look
insane
at
for soloing stuff, and maybe even PvP will be cool.
what about Fury-Prot with this, with the healing, 2%,
Yeah, but
with
that's
your maximum health.
what I need to find. Like, let's go for
Love
the
blood
talents.
race.
Let's go for the talents, and I'll share what I think about Fury-Prot, if it's
Alright.
possible, and like what variations I think there will be.
Yeah, like next one, yeah, like Dual-Wield specialization is really nice now. It gives 10%, but I guess that's just to compensate for Heroic Strike queuing not being a thing anymore. But this makes like leveling as a Dual-Wield warrior much more easier and smoother as well. And next one is kinda quality of life and big quality of life change as well. Improved shouts. Both demo shout and battle shout talents in one.
Just the quality of life. It's just nice to have, because now any warrior can demo shout, and it will be better than it used to be.
Mm.
What
Yeah.
I believe is this is a raid buff. Like for
Yeah.
the average raid is a raid buff. Most of the raids I've been on Turtle, even in classic, they're like casual pugs on like casual servers. It's the debuff uptime is usually really bad, and now having all warriors have improved demo shout is just a straightforward buff, raid buff. Like not a personal buff, but a raid buff. And yeah, for like raids that are established and are min-maxing, then it is a quality of life at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Raid's gonna be, you know, Raid's gonna have a bit more survivability with improved demo shout up all the time. Like even on trash, some of the trash deals a lot of damage though, and you need that demo shout on it. Alright, what's the next one? Blood Craze. Yeah, we went over that one. It's now up to 6% of your health. Improved execute change. Yeah, we come back to execute with cooldown, and it's we said like what's it, 15%, 15 rage, like minimum to use it.
Yep, yep.
Mhm. Bro, did we skip the piercing all? I just saw something. It says dazed instead of slowed.
Ah, yeah,
Actually, yeah.
that's actually
That's actually if they worded it correctly, which I doubt. They could have made a mistake. It
The
means you cannot.
dismount.
Yeah. Oh, first that's a dismount. Second, you cannot freedom the days.
It's no, it's just how it's worded in game. Like I have it open. It's in game. It also says dazed.
Okay then.
It's
Okay.
just wording. It's still just a slow.
And then
false hope.
get your hopes down, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warriors are too strong.
Yeah.
The best class in PvP. Clearly.
DC's warriors like insane.
Alright. And rage got changed. Now lasts 8 seconds instead of 12, but no longer has maximum of 12 swings.
It's so your offhand grieves you less.
Yeah, I guess.
Just
Is it?
straightforward buff.
Yeah, it's just a buff. Like, there's no really the downside to this, because usually with like your offhand would eat up the charges a lot. So this just makes you do more damage.
I mean, as DPS, it didn't matter too much because you didn't get the proc too often unless you like overthreaded the pool. It's mainly something for tanks because they use fast weapons in dual wield builds. But now,
Yeah.
since we have the new Bloodthirst change, it is a massive game changer.
It's like basically having a death wish up almost. It's really good. For 8 seconds. Like every time you crit yourself.
Alright. Next one is improved pummel. Yeah, this one is just PvP talent, I guess. Chance to daze and lockout into schools, man. Yeah, this is a
Yeah, that's why they removed improved hamstring, I guess.
Yep.
I still prefer improved hamster cover.
Wait, you're gonna pummel to slow people instead of pummeling them to kick them?
It will do
Apparently
both.
so, because you can use it
Yeah,
in
but
battle
okay.
stance now.
If the guy is running, yeah, then you slow him with pummel, then he starts casting a chain lightning on you and crits you and you die. What do you do? Uninstall?
You wait on the graveyard.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Fair enough.
just wanted to be sure, guys.
I
Yeah,
mean,
thank you.
At least you
this
pummeled.
this one is a PvP talent definitely, but
Are you piercing how to slow, bro?
are you gonna be PvPing as a Fury warrior? Because are you even gonna
Oh,
have
it's Fury.
are you
Yeah,
gonna have
with the change, with Dual-Wield specialization, I think it'll be more viable to PvP as
Also, with all the
as a Fury.
survival talents, also with the self healing.
True, the self-healing has been improved, yeah.
It's huge, and if you also factor in the troll racial, it's also even
They
bigger.
buffed it a
Also
lot.
for human, even for human, they also have more regen, like 5% in combat from the spirit racial rework.
Yeah. Alright. Improved slam, okay, now it's moved back to arms 3 instead of Fury. That's kinda, I guess, again, man, if you're playing 200, I don't know. I always preferred like 200 Fury for that flurry and that wish instead of going arms. I don't know. That's gonna be a little bit weird for 200 warriors in PV.
Yeah, you're gonna wait those 3.8 seconds, right, with mob?
Yep.
You know? Yeah, let's wait. Well,
Then you get dodged.
yeah,
Wait,
dodge, no
wait some
rage.
more.
Yeah, that's nice gameplay.
Yep. Alright, next one is improved whirlwind. Reduces the cooldown of it. This is a straight talent from TBC, man. I think it's even in the same spot as in TBC, man. Reduces the 2 seconds cooldown. This is nice. This is nice, but
It is a really good talent, I'd say, but one issue with it is that you almost never talent into it fully because you just don't have enough points for it.
yeah, I was just thinking about that as well, man.
But it's only half a second. It's half a second loss, so it's not really like that big a deal.
Yeah, just take 2 out of 3 if you wanna have everything. But just thing is, you have to give up on improved shouts if you wanna have the ideal single target build. Assuming
Yeah.
you have a support warrior in the group using improved shouts, preferably off tanks or tanks even. I'm not sure if tanks even get near this. I have to like try some builds out before I confirm.
Okay. Next one. Improved intercept has been renamed to battlefield mobility and now reduces the cooldown of intervene as well.
That's just quality of life.
Yeah.
It's real nice to have.
This is one of those talents you I feel like
PvP.
Yeah, it's a PvP talent, and I think you'll like almost never take it anyway because it's too deep into Fury.
Yep.
And you're barely choosing the best talents. You can't even afford to take that
Yeah.
in like any build almost.
And the juicy one, new talent, Blood Drinker. Your critical strikes with abilities while under the effects of Enrage, Death Wish, or Recklessness cause your next 5 melee attacks to heal you for 2% of maximum health as well.
Which is permanent uptime because it's off crits, and every time you're gonna crit yourself, you're gonna have enrage. So
Can
it's
you put
basically
it
permanent.
into perspective with numbers? 2% on each attack for 5 attacks means 10% of your total maximum HP as a tank. That's 1k healing every 5 attacks.
And remember, you also get Blood Craze healing on top of it, which is 1% of your max health every
Which is
second for 6 seconds.
6%. It's 6%. Yeah, I think it's 6%.
6%.
Are
If
we
you go
gonna?
up,
It's 2%
It's
now.
6% over 6 seconds.
Yeah, 1% per second.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Are we gonna have Blood Death Knights in vanilla, man? What's this?
yeah.
Kinda,
Get some
yeah.
vampirism gear on top of that.
Yeah. I saw like the helm that they linked had vampirism on it.
I feel like all of this extra healing is just there to make us less sad about Diamond Flask nerf, man.
Yeah.
Wait, that Titan
Maybe.
Flask gets nerfed?
It got nerfed a while ago, man.
Oh.
Sadly, Diamond Flask Dream is dead.
Oh, the Diamond Flask. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought.
Oh, that's a sour memory. Don't remind.
Yep.
Please don't.
It's fine, we forgot about it since they nerfed it. No one knows what it is anymore.
By the
Yeah,
way,
kinda.
with this self-healing, I think maybe some warriors could solo the ZG Tiger. I think,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
like there will be some trickery with all that healing.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
there's
Get
one
ready.
thing they could do to make it even more broken. If there's any like support class that has a chance to apply a buff on the warrior that increases the healing received, it would
Mage.
be even more disgusting to have.
Mage. Amplify damage.
Yeah.
Magic. And I mean an actual support like buff from like, let's say paladins or shamans or priests. If they like heal the warrior, they would put like a buff on them, increasing the healing they receive from like all sources. It would be nuts with the self healing on top of the spot healing they're getting in raids.
So, a conversation I also had about the talent that goes after Enrage was like, since your Bloodthirst is gonna hit you now, it makes sense that if you have more self healing, it might not be a bad talent to take. Because in Max Abyss, you can hit yourself with like for like 600 a crit, basically.
Yeah. There's gonna be
But-
a lot of healing on warriors, that's for sure.
Yeah, like Warrior is gonna be risky to play now, but I think it's still like it's healable.
Now we don't see anywhere how much damage that self-inflicted wound would do. It doesn't say.
Yeah, that's the next one. The Bloodthirst is getting.
It says
way
that this self harm does half the base damage, half the scaling, and takes your armor damage reduction into account. So it's 75 flat, which is half, and 30% of your attack power is what?
The thing is, our warriors gonna
Yeah, I
be
think you can.
Like
I think you
700
can.
to 800
Yeah,
next year
so
with buffs.
then 70, you're gonna get 50%, 50-ish% reduction from gear. So you're gonna crit yourself for 300? Or it will be
It's fine.
600. Yeah, it will be 600.
So leather warriors, watch out.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
gotta have to wear 2.5 pants again. GG.
Yeah, like
Uh,
the first question that came into my mind with this Bloodthirst damaging yourself is, are warriors gonna be able to, Sudoku themselves with Bloodthirst, or is just gonna take them down to 1 HP?
I think they actually can, but like in any like raid environment, it's kind of hard to do. But what I thought about this that might be an issue is like solo, like when you dual-wield farming is no tanking is whatever. You're getting healed constantly anyway. In a normal scenario, and you're in tank gear, so you take less.
And
The
these
issue,
by further 10% also.
yeah, the real issue is like how about like farming when warrior is your only character? How do you farm? Do you go arms?
Nah, I think you go Fury, man.
You still
Yeah,
gotta
Build
heal.
up healing build with
Blood
like
Drinker. Blood
lifesteal
Drinker will
gear.
heal more.
I guess so. Yeah.
Be a troll
Blood
or human
Drinker,
also
yeah.
to abuse it further.
And like, I think that the Blood Craze is just gonna be a really good talent now.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna heal you with Blood Drinker. And I think you're not gonna feel Bloodthirst at all.
I'm actually thinking. I think Fury DPS warriors will have to take a self-healing talent because that self damage it looks crazy, no?
Yep.
It adds
It
up.
is. Yeah, it
Yeah.
will add
It
up.
adds up.
Yeah,
But the real question is, what are you willing to sacrifice to afford this
yeah,
talent?
yeah.
Whirlwind, usually.
You're
It's
not
like
gonna
the
take
only one you
Whirlwind.
can remove. Or you remove points from Battle Shout and then you need a
Yeah.
Battle Shout bitch.
I think yeah, improved
Thing is, you
shouts are
can
gonna
choose
suffer.
one.
As a
You're either
Fury-Prot,
gonna
I
have
also don't
self
wanna
heal.
take Shout.
You're either gonna choose Blood Drinker or Whirlwind or Shouts. You can't have all three or any two of them together.
Just don't put all the points into Execute, in my opinion. Put only 1 point.
Even with Execute, it's not gonna be enough because the Shouts is 5 points, the Whirlwind's 3, and the Blood Drinker is 3 points. So you're just gonna have 4 points, and you're partially gonna have a second one in case you picked Whirlwind or Blood Drinker.
I already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna sacrifice one guy to do the improved shout. You know, he's gonna take improved shout, and we will not take it, so we can
Greg.
self heal.
Greg on
Yeah, Greg.
improved shout.
Yeah, Greg and
Mainly,
improved shout.
I think it's mainly off tanks.
Maybe all things, yeah, I guess.
But as a tank, I don't wanna take Shouts either, bro.
I said off tanks, not main tanks.
Even as a off tank, you don't wanna take it, bro. It's shit.
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice thing. Someone reminded me in the
How is it
Twitch.
shit it buffs demo shot further?
Yeah, someone reminded me in Twitch chat. Vampirism, boys. We completely forgot about vampirism stats on Turtle WoW.
I did mention it with the self healing on
Yeah.
top of that.
Actually, not stupid.
Like, would you take 30% of vampirism on your gear in order to save maybe few points, few talent points, so you could go into improved shouts or something like that?
That's actually funny. DPS warrior spec looks really scuffed. You cannot take Whirlwind.
Yeah. Unless you sacrifice the shout or the self healing. Yeah.
And even like you want Impale, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was trying like to build a spec out of it. You still need to spend 17 points in arms
Yeah.
if you have Impale.
And you have no shouts, and you have no Whirlwind, and you have 1 point in Execute.
And I'd say you get to only pick one of these 3 talents. Unless you want to sacrifice Impale, which is absolutely never worth.
Unless you pick
Nah.
only 1 point into Blood Drinker, and then you cannot, and you don't, I don't know, you don't pick Execute.
Oh, wait. 1 point in Blood Drinker is huge. It's 5% of your maximum health.
1. Yeah.
Yeah, for 5
5.
melee attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually worth.
Yeah, but for tank, it will be worth to take all of it because you have like really high HP pool, but as a DPS you have lower HP pool, and taking lower, I don't know, man. But yeah, probably gonna pick only 1 point in Blood Drinker for sure. And still, I cannot build it. You need to choose between Unbridled Wrath and Dual-Wield, and you're not choosing away from Dual-Wield for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
The Dual-Wield is a must 5 out of 5, definitely.
So Unbridled Wrath 3, Dual-Wield 5, Cruelty 5, Blood Craze 5, and Rage 5, Death Wish, Flurry, 1 Blood Drinker, 1 Bloodthirst, and then the rest is 17 points in arms.
Yeah.
For Impale.
We're gonna go over into spec building after we go over the next last spec, and that's
Insane.
protection. But yeah, but I don't know. Overall, I feel like Fury Warriors are getting a nice buff actually. Everyone was dooming, calling out Turtle Wolf's gonna kill warriors, but I don't know, man. This shit kind of makes it interesting.
It's just torture because you're gonna have to like pick something and leave really nice options out for it.
Alright, let's go
Biggest
into.
nerf is the Wind Fury nerf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely
Oh, it's the hamstring, definitely.
I mean, yeah, in PvP, but we have Thunder. Yeah, we Thunder.
Yes, under the mage. Let's see if we can catch it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My God.
Alright, boys. Let's go into protection 3. Any deep prot enjoyers in here?
Not really.
Yeah.
We used to have one.
Yeah, we should have go over this. I would like to have Marmin here as well for the protection tree. He would have some nice things to say about deep prot.
He's just gonna doom.
Yep.
Big
Alright.
Doom, huh?
So what changed? Let's see. Improved Blood Rage got moved into row 1. Now generates additional 10 rage. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's whatever, that's nice, I guess.
It is whatever, yeah. Like, it's just as good as it was.
Yep. Shield specialization. This one is nice. Gives you 5 rage when block occurs.
This is the talent that works the same way as Unbridled Wrath. Just instead of your hits generating 1 rage, you generate 1 rage every time you block. And in my opinion, this talent, unless you're going deep prot, isn't probably not gonna be picked for Fury-Prot.
Yeah. Like this is a nice if you are a deep prot enjoyer, man. If you're tanking with shield only. I don't know. Anticipation. This one is nice as well. It's a
It got
3-point
buffed
talent
heavily.
now. And
It used to be like 5 defense.
10. It was 10 before,
And
but
yeah,
but 5 points you needed to put.
this is what,
huge.
yeah, this is a big buff for anticipation talent.
Yeah, I like the change of anticipation. Very good.
Now there's one concern with this. Did they reduce the stat budget of defense on gear to make that work?
We shall see. Like, we cannot really make conclusions until we see the gear and how everything plays out. But it's a straightforward upgrade from 1.2 avoidance. Now it's 2.4 avoidance from 3 points, which is way better than 5 points for 1.2.
Alright. Improved shield block got removed. Now this is a big developer comment underneath it. Most overtuned single talent points in vanilla. I don't know, I feel kinda lazy to read about all this shit.
They're kind of correct. It was the reason why we pick shield specialization in general. We were putting 5 points in shield specialization just so we can unlock shield block, improved shield block, because it
Yep.
will give you 2 attacks to block, which is almost 100% chance that you're never getting crit or crushed for the next 2 attacks when you're low. It was a nice talent. Like, I wouldn't say it's a must-have as a Fury-Prot, but with a change of anticipation, it's kind of alright. And they change it because you see a bit later on in the changelog.
Yeah. Alright, next one is toughness. Now additionally increase the amount of damage absorbed by your shield. Alright, deep prot shield enjoyers, man.
Yeah.
The way how I understand this is since there is nothing on your shield that says absorb, it's called block, and block effectively acts as absorbing damage, reducing it by a flat amount. So I'm assuming that this is just a buff to your shield block value, which effectively probably will increase the damage of shield slam.
Mm. Yeah, because I was wondering where are the threats, the threat buffs to make it viable.
There is, you see, like protection is actually looking really good. I don't know if it's gonna be viable for the speedrunning guilds, but it's 100% viable for like the casual guilds. 100%. It's gonna be
Definitely helps.
nice to play too.
Definitely helps on early gear points where rage starving is the major issue of deep prot at that gear level. Because like all of these talents facilitate rage regeneration.
It's really good. You see the changes later on. I do think that they did a good job with protection.
Yeah. Alright, new talent, improved intervene. Grants up to 100% chance when casting intervene to gain immunity to movement impairing effects. Is
Yeah,
this
as we said.
yeah,
Yeah, this is the deep prot PvP dream. Yeah.
Yep.
It is. Let's
It
go.
is a free FAP, 3-second FAP every time you use intervene.
Yeah,
Amazing.
this is gonna feel like, you know, Wrath of the Lich King Prot Warrior PvP, man.
So
You
now
ju-
you enter a BG. You face ferals that are unkillable for melee. You face deep prots who are
Which are
unkillable
also
for melee.
unkillable.
Yeah. So you're gonna have fun, guys. Let's go.
Let's go, protection PvP time, boys.
Just wait. The bottom side of the tree is insane.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, improved taunts moved from row 4 to row 3. I feel this is like a nice change, but it actually switched spots with Defiance.
Yeah, it's a nerf for
That's
Fury-Prot.
definitely a nerf for Fury-Prot. And with Defiance this low, is Fury-Prot with Thunder Fury, is it gonna be a thing anymore?
Yeah, we kinda added up some talents, but I don't know. I'll try two different ways, one with Defiance and one without, and we need to see what gear is coming.
I think you can always pick Defiance partially, not fully.
I don't think I'm gonna
Since
pick
we
it
have
at all.
Salvation,
You see, like one of the Fury-Prot specs I came up with is 3 points into protection.
I mean, I haven't tried it myself. I'm gonna try to like build a Fury-Prot spec with what I have right now.
Defiance moved down, and then
Next one, improved revenge now reduces the cooldown by up to 1.5 seconds in addition to previous effects. So improved revenge, chance to stun. Yeah, this all feels like a deep prot PvP thing, but yeah, reduced cooldown is actually nice as well for raiding.
It gives me big Wrath of the Lich King vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
it also has damage increase a bit later. You
Yeah,
see.
down below it has yeah. Also refunds your rage.
Yeah, it's a really good ability.
Yep. Alright, next one. Improved Thunder Armor. Removed. Yeah.
Taste.
This actually a nice because it's an overall Thunder buff.
True. It is.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice one.
They basically made it baseline, right?
Yep. Improved Shield Bash. Renamed to Gag Order. What?
What? That's a name.
Yeah, what? And move
Wow.
to row 4. Now gives your shield slam additional 50% chance to dispel a magic effect. Yeah, man. I remember that.
This one used to be there. It's not new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
It used to be part of Shield Slam. It was improved Shield Slam talent or something. I think
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I
Move this
remember.
here.
I remember that one clip from Classic where bunch of warriors spec'd into improved shield slam and they ran around world dispelling people's world buffs with shields.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that in Blackwing Glare, like in front of Blackwing Glare.
Yep,
I saw that clip.
that was a good clip. All right. Defiance, I went over this one. Improved disarm, reduced to 2 points. Now decreases the cooldown on disarm. This is a nice one,
Huge.
but are you gonna take it though?
Yeah, you're gonna throw people in the AV as deep prot warrior.
Yes, a deep prot
On the
definitely.
fight.
But even though, like, even if I were PvPing as a prot warrior, I don't know. I feel like most of people that actually play PvP and like the good people that play it have some way of disarm immunity on them.
On Turtle, most of the paladins do not.
I've confirmed it. They do
Yeah.
not. They do
Yeah.
not know.
Yeah, paladins
Well,
don't, but rogues and warriors they definitely do have.
And if you're playing Alliance,
tell them what to
shamans
do.
do not have a way to apply.
Stronghold
This,
gauntlets, guys.
They cannot be worn by shamans. Shamans have only weapon chain, and many of them don't have it if they're enhancement.
next one-handed weapon specialization. It got moved up. That's a nice one, I think. It's also just for deep prot enjoyers.
And now is the exciting part.
A real exciting part. Shield Slam. Alright, let's read about Shield Slam. Move to row 5. Damage of Shield Slam is now modified by your attack power, in addition to shield block value.
Wow.
Yeah. Shield Slam gonna bonk people, man.
Yep.
So wait, you're gonna pop that block, shield block into shield slam?
No, you're gonna proc Saffron Trinket into Shield Slam. And you're gonna club someone with 2.5k damage, probably.
This is definitely giving that Wrath of the Lich King, like, protection warriors vibe, man.
Similar, except Revenge is not so strong.
Yeah.
But as a melee, how are you supposed to kill a prot warrior with 400 death or whatever?
So you run away, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You don't. You hope that hamstring
gives you block. I'm pretty
I
sure there
think-
was a trinket that gives you unused increase your block chance.
Saffron Trinket, Glyph of Deflection.
Yeah.
But it also
So
stacks with
the-
your attack power, which it did not before. Before it was only block value, and as block value, I can tell you I have a block value set, almost obvious. And it's something around 300 block value. With the unused trinket, you get close to 450, 500. But that is not enough, because like your shield slam still does like 1k damage, the most crit. And it's just bad.
But like
But now with attack power is insane.
Yeah.
We just don't know what is the percent that it scales with. Because
Yeah,
it's
but-
basically bloodthirst if you think about it.
Now, yes, but I doubt it will have that high of modifier from attack power as Bloodthirst. I think it would be like 5, maybe 10% of attack power. Even if I feel like 10% is actually too much actually for it.
I saw other abilities that have less, so it could be even more than 10%. Like counterattack had 10% value. Why not Shield Slam have like 15 or 20?
Yeah, maybe. Ah, we're gonna see. Okay, so improved shield slam reduces the cooldown, okay, by 1 second. And and use of shield slam now grants you extra chance to block next attacks.
So that's the improved shield block talent implemented inside your Shield Slam.
Yep. Not gonna lie, like deep prot actually sounds juicy, man. But I know people don't play protection warriors in vanilla to play deep prot. They want to experience that Fury-Prot feeling, man. Tanking with Dual-Wield.
It all depends what thread per second this will generate, because maybe Warrior will be really good for like main tanking, dungeons and stuff, and raids. For dungeons, definitely gonna be amazing, but for the raids, we just need to see how it scales and like what other gear there is that will come out.
Yeah. Yeah, and early on raiding as a tank warrior, you'd go into deep prot anyways, right? Like basically to survive stuff.
Yeah, if you're progressing modern core, you can honestly go deep prot. It will be the better option for healers in phase 1. On our server, with all the gear available, you can just jump into Fury-Prot quite easy with some ZG gear.
Yeah. Next thing, new talent, reprisal. How do you say this? Your revenge has 50 to 100% chance to refund. Yeah, we went over this one. So basically, free revenges and more damage if you spec into it. That's actually
You
nice
have to
change.
spec into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's so big.
50%, yes, it's 50%, and tier 3 gives you bonus to your revenge damage.
Yeah, true.
It's gonna be big, yeah. For people that are running deep prot, it's a good talent to take.
Yeah, Deep Rot with tier 3, man, which has a lot of like block on it. Those shield slam gonna clap, definitely. Alright, improved shield wall, move to row 6. Now reduces the cooldown and increases its duration.
Before.
Yeah, this one, I don't think this one will be actually taken because they're much more better talent points to spend.
Yeah, I
than
tried
this.
to put deep prot talents and improved shield wall is definitely not one of them. Although 10 minutes lowered cooldown, but you'll be running shield, so you're probably not gonna need that much defensive ability from shield wall. I don't think that's gonna be picked much.
New talent, defensive tactics, allows for 50, 100, 150 of increased threat generation of defensive stance to apply after leaving defensive stance, and it requires shields.
Yeah.
This is actually a good one. This allows for some stance dancing as a deep
This
prot.
allows you to, for example, like you're coming to 20% on Velstras, you just keep your shield, go Berserker stance, and start executing. And you're gonna be generating 150 increased threat generation with execute.
Yeah. But I don't know. It requires shields as well. I don't know.
You're getting
Keep a
hit, you're
100.
getting rage.
Yeah.
And you have the dragon buff also, so you're just spam executing. I think battle stance is a better idea than defensive, than berserker.
Yeah, but you're with a shield, you're gonna be taking less damage. So I think Berserker stance and using Berserker rage to generate extra rage by getting hit will be a play.
Yeah.
Like it's not
To see
the
how
Fury,
good the tank is.
it's not the Fury-Prot vibe where you go like with no shield, then you have like 7k armor with stone shield pot without the rest of the buffs. It's not the same feel. Like you're gonna be running 10k armor unbuffed with no stone shield. You can definitely go Berserker stance to increase the damage taken so you can get more rage.
Yeah, definitely.
Why would you need more rage if you're getting full? Oh wait, but there's also another catch here. You have cooldown on execute.
Yeah,
Why do you need that extra rage then?
you can do everything. You can do whirlwinds and but in with the shield even with a slow 100
Yeah, that's actually true. You like on AoE packs.
because you don't benefit from flurry anymore. Because if you're deep prot, you need to get rage from somewhere, right? But you can use whirlwind, you can use revenge, you can use your shield slam in any stance.
Yeah. I guess this is nice. Like when you are trying to tank multiple mobs, you can just go berserker stance and pop whirlwind on 4 mobs. That's some
Yep.
extra
Whirlwind
AoE
and then
threat.
go distant.
All right, and last thing got changed. Concussion blow deals damage, causes high amount of threat, and penetrates 50% of enemy's armor, in addition to previous effects. Oh, man, deep prot PvP. All I'm getting from this like tree is deep prot PvP, dude. 50%
You throw this on a
armor pen.
mage. You throw this on a mage and then you shield slam.
And it actually does like I don't remember how much, or did it deal damage at all? It didn't do damage before, right? It just was a stun, right?
Trust me, I
Uh,
haven't played Deep Rot like ever.
don't remember. But the damage was very low if it existed.
Yeah. I guess this becomes like part of your rotation now as well.
Yeah, now concussion blow is will be it's 45-second cooldown. We checked yesterday. It's gonna be the equivalent of like you need to pick up the boss. 80 mind control, save your
That's right.
concussion blow, shield slam, revenge, and hope
Was
for
it
the
ranged
best, right?
also, or is it melee? I forgot.
I think it's melee. It's just melee.
went over all the talent changes and stuff like that, I think we should get into actual building specs. Which ones do you wanna go first, boys? Fury, Dual-Wield, maybe for the
Go Fury,
base
yeah.
enjoyers.
Probably Dual-Wield, the most important one. I already have a few presets for it.
Yeah, like 5 out of 5 cruelty is a no-brainer, man. You go definitely this one. Same with Dual-Wield spec. Now in here you kind of forced to take Blood Craze to get access to Enrage. I feel like 2 improved shouts, right? Then you go Enrage, I guess. Pick that wish because it's open. Execute because no cooldown then. And now do you take Improve Whirlwind or Improve Shouts? Or maybe Unbridled Wrath?
I think we have to forget about Unbridled Wrath. I
Yeah.
feel like we don't have the points
And
to spend.
Yeah.
Downrank it. Downrank it.
I take 1 point on one of the Fury-Prot Specs.
I feel like Improved Shouts is just the way to go at this point.
Yeah.
Then 5 out of 5 Flurry and then Bloodthirst. Now it comes down to this. Are we gonna need at least 1 point in Blood Drinker to actually survive in the raid?
Well, we do have the Blood Craze. So will that be enough? That's the question. I don't know.
Yeah, it all comes down to how much of self-inflicted damage Bloodthirst does.
Yeah, we don't know yet, I think. I mean, I don't know yet.
Yeah, but I've with this Bloodthirst change, I feel like Leather Warriors are gonna suffer a lot. Because they're gonna do a lot more damage to themselves. Alright, so Fury 3 is done, I think. We go into Tactical Mastery, yeah. 5 out of 5. Prove Rent.
I'm debating if you should take Heroic Strike. Probably not.
I mean,
What would you take if you wouldn't take Heroic Strike? Like, there's either Thunderclap or Overpower.
Yeah.
Because the others are no-brainers. You definitely want to get Rend, Attack Mastery, and Charge, because you kind of have to have 15 points to unlock Impale.
yep.
I have to take Improved Heroic Strike 3 for me, I think.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Like, you have to take all the talents on the first throw. These are, like, absolutely no-brainer. The parry's not gonna do any DPS. The Thunderclap won't do any either. At this point, you just take Charge.
Yeah, 3 deep wounds
And Impale.
charge, I guess. And then Impale. How many? We have 3 points left. Now, where do we put them?
Check DMs. This is what I'd have made at least.
Alright. So you basically went into improved whirlwind, right? At this point.
Yeah, so there's two ways. You go either improved Whirlwind or you go into the Blood Craze talent. I was talking with Quest while I was doing this, and we were debating it. And Whirlwind is better if you want to greed, and the other talent is safer to take. Like in raids where you take a lot of raid damage, you know.
Yeah. I feel like 5 out of 5 into improved shots is just a must have, because warriors gonna be griefing each other if they don't have, like, if they all don't have this. I don't know.
Yeah. They need this unless you dedicate someone to do it, then you can maybe think about it.
Yep. And in my opinion, just these 2 points into improved whirlwind, or 1 whirlwind, 1 blood drinker. Alright, I
The
think
Shard Bridge spec now for on our warrior channel.
Yeah. But this is actually the one I built. Is it
I'm
the
not even
same?
looking at the stream actually,
Yeah, it's actually the
because I'm
same
just
thing.
listening from Discord. And if you're not the shout enjoyer, you're just gonna put these points back in Unbridled Wrath. I think it's the only difference.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have to go. I have to go to leave. So I'll go outside.
Oh,
Have
I
a-
you,
Jurek, thank
See
you
you
for
guys.
coming.
Thank you,
Touching
guys.
grass, I
Perfect.
see.
Good for him.
Yeah. So I don't know. It will also come down like, are we gonna need unbridled wrath with other things changing in raiding, like
I don't.
with Wind Fury nerf, with I don't know, with other stuff as well. Are you gonna be able to generate enough threat to keep the scene gameplay going as you used to have?
Yeah, I was debating if Unbridled Wrath was even worth taking in DPS at least, and I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Dual-Wield, definitely, it's massive.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, they did increase the proc rate, but then you sacrifice something. That's the issue. You need something to sacrifice for it.
I would say Whirlwind's the best thing to sacrifice.
Yeah,
Or maybe 1 point from Execute. I'm not too sure about it.
yeah.
Since you kinda wanna get as much rage as you can every time before you press Execute.
Yeah, maybe execute, honestly. Since you're not gonna always spam it now.
You just
Yeah.
use 1 point in Execute instead of both.
So where would you put that one extra point from execute?
I mean, I have to kinda see which spec you have in front of you right now. Let me look at the stream.
It's basically the shout bitch that you said, that you linked.
I mean, you would just sacrifice Whirlwind and put everything in Unbridled. So you'd have 3 out of 5 Unbridled and 1 point in Execute.
No high and blood drinker as well point. Yeah,
I'm not using anything in Blood Drinker. It's
yeah,
not a DPS increase. And you have Blood Craze, so there's no point, to be honest.
yeah. I think I would go like this as well. Like lower cooldown on whirlwind is nice, but are you gonna have enough rage to actually utilize the
For
lower?
dual wielding, how hard is your Whirlwind gonna hit? Keep that in mind also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not that hard. So
And would you Whirlwind instead of stack Rage for Execute?
yeah, that as well. I feel like this is the spec I would go as a dual wielding Fury warrior, definitely. Alright, so boys, we wanna go over, is it possible to be Fury-Prot anymore?
I think it is. It just
I'm sending
That's
you
scuffed.
specs. I'm sending you specs. Multiple.
Yeah, let the light cook for these.
Yeah. Yeah, so 5 out of 5 cruelty is a no-brainer. That you just have to go that way. 5 out of 5 dual wields. Improved shouts all the way. Blood craze definitely. And rage definitely.
Look at if you can look at what I just sent you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking, I'm looking.
Like I send you multiple builds, and I'm gonna test each one of them because I need to see how much damage we take from Bloodthirst, and I need to find out if Blood Drinker is a bait cooldown or not. You know, like is it a bait or is it not?
Yeah.
Because it can easily be a bait, and with the shouts, one of the specs I cannot afford shouts. Unfortunately, I cannot. The other ones I managed to fit it, and I made one spec that is heavily relying on avoidance. You see it, it has only 3 points in protection, and I think that will be enough to tank with any weapon, like 80 weapons, daggers. It should be just better than Defiance,
Yeah.
because we have Salvation. But if you're using Thunder Fury, I think the one with the build with Defiance is the one to go. Like I made two. One is including 1 point of Blood Drinker and 4 points in Defiance, and the other one is having no Blood Drinker but 5 points in Defiance. But it's again, we need to find out what is happening. Like what is the
Yeah, but as a Fury-Prot, I don't know. Most of the Fury-Prots just go with it with in mind that they're gonna be using Thunder Fury in the end game. So yeah, you kinda if you're using Thunder Fury, you kinda have to go into Defiance. You said it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of the specs that I have is with Defiance. Like I send you two specs with Defiance and two without. I personally want to try out the specs without Defiance because I think we get more avoidance than before. But yeah, I think the one that you're making on stream right now is the one with Defiance. Two
Yeah,
points in Revenge with like 5 points in Defiance. Yeah, that is the spec for Thunder Fury, in my opinion. Like there is no better talents to take. It's sad that you cannot take Heroic Strike because Defiance is so low. The taunt you barely need, but there is nothing better for you to take really, unless you take the improved the shield block talent, but it's just irrelevant. 2% block and you wanna Dual-Wield most of the time. And you need to sacrifice. You either need to get Unbridled Wrath or you need to get Shouts. And that's basically the choice. Do you wanna take Unbridled Wrath or you wanna take Shouts? If someone can shout for you, I think Unbridled Wrath is better because it generates a rage and that will be threat. Other than that, I don't know. It will be some trial testing for sure.
yeah, definitely. But I feel like you're gonna have enough rage as a Fury-Prot. So I don't know. I think you won't actually need more in Unbridled Wrath, because you're gonna have enrage pretty much up all the time. You get enrage from like stuff actually critting you, and you can crit yourself with the blood trust. So
Yeah, it's gonna be happening for sure.
yeah, definitely.
That's why I'm putting only 1 point in Unbridled Wrath, because you still get benefit from it. I like the other spec with 4 points in Defiance and 1 point in Blood Drinker more, because it's still gonna give you 1% healing, and for 5 attacks, that's 5% of your total HP. It's quite a huge healing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the big question is the healing that we're gonna be generating with Blood Craze and Blood Drinker actually gonna give us threat or not? Because if it does, it's kinda a game changer.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that. Like, if you generate threat by healing yourself with these two talents, man, that's a nice threat per second increase.
Yeah, then I'm not gonna go Thunder Fury and I'm just gonna put Thunder Fury in the bank and let it rest.
Yeah. So, let me actually see without Thunder Fury. You go into arms more.
Yeah, I go up to counter attack. And I think counter attack will be really cool for like tanking bosses.
So, 3 Heroic Strike, 5 Deflection, counter attack, and you took more into Blood Drinker. Yeah, that actually makes sense. You don't have toughness, I guess, so a bit more
Yeah,
survivability with Blood Drinker.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
is the Fury-Prot Spec. I
yeah,
would like to try first.
I think Fury-Prot might be, yeah, it's gonna be possible definitely, but like The thing we are missing is just we are missing the numbers. What is gonna threat per second be like deep prot versus Fury-Prot?
Yeah, that's what the big question is. Is the D-Prot 3 gonna provide equivalent threat as Fury-Prot? And if that is the case, why play Fury-Prot and use Stone Shield potions and Juju Escape to survive and Dual-Wield when you can not even use Stone Shield potions, just keep your shield up and execute and battle stance?
Yeah, definitely. And like one of the questions as well, like upon Kara 40 releasing, what do you think players will actually go? I think most of them will actually go into deep prot, man. They are going into newly released raids,
With new content.
new content,
Yeah.
man. They're gonna be actually scared to survive, man. I think most of the people are gonna go into deep prot now.
I think the deep prot is really insane. Like just you hitting shield slam and benefiting like you pressed shield block at the same time is a really huge buff.
Yeah.
Having
Wasn't low
150%
before.
before it wasn't the case. No, you needed to press shield slam and then press shield block. Now you have shield block, which is off cooldown, but shield slam is another shield block that you have, which is really good for surviving. And concussion blow, if it provides the sufficient opener and like snap threat that you need, I see no reason why play Fury Pro. It just you add difficulty to your own gameplay and extra cost for the same purpose, like the same profit.
Yeah, yeah.
You also have to see the damage difference between both.
That's what it is.
Like
Like the big
how much
point
damage it's gonna
is,
deal.
yeah, that's the big thing, right? Like if you're off tank and you wanna go into like tanking few bosses and then you need to drop off as off tank. You don't have to tank all the time. Deep Rot is probably gonna do less damage.
It's a massive waste when that off tank has to DPS, so better off
Yeah,
staying DPS back and like use a shield or something.
just play Fury and off tank. This is the spec that is on the screen right now. 3 points into protection, 14 points in arms, and
You
34
still have
points in
blood
fear.
craze too. You also still have blood craze, which is fine.
Yeah,
Better than before.
I really think it's good. Blood Craze and Blood Drinker, I think, will be the game changer for avoidance tanking.
But I'm not sure in case of an off tank you would actually take Blood Drinker instead of like the improved shout or whirlwind or execute.
But you have improved shouts in that spec. You're not seeing it on screen, but you have shouts. You just have 1 point in Unbridled Wrath. That's all.
I don't know. I feel like Blood Craze and Blood Drinker can, I don't know, can it actually grief you on boss like, for example, on Patchwork, where that one extra tick of healing is gonna make you take the next fucking, well, what's it called? Hateful Strike.
Hateful.
Yeah.
Possible. One thing that will grieve for sure, the new change of Bloodthirst, is the chain heals on Patchwork that we do in HKS.
Ah, yeah, definitely, definitely, man.
Because like chain heals will definitely bouncing off to DPS more often than before. But the way how I see it
The
is
max range.
Blood Craze with Blood Drinker altogether will provide you with like 16% of your total HP as healing, almost consistently. So you don't even need to go deep in the protection tree. The difference, the real question is the damage enough without taking either Impale and Defiance to keep threat? That's the real question. If you can, there's no reason to pick anything else than 3 points in anticipation and protection, and that's it, and 5 points into deflection in arms.
Yes, yes, yes.
That is really huge avoidance. That is 7.4% avoidance just out of nowhere.
Man, this anticipation giving 20 defense skill in first row is Really nice for
For only 3 points, it's great. I tanked with anticipation before, but it's 5 points. It always feels like you're kind of missing out.
Yep. Did you try making deep prot 3?
I did that yesterday actually. I need to check. It should be in our channels. I was actually trolling Quesme, telling him is that the spec.
So deep prot, I guess 5 into shield spec.
This is the deep rod spec, I think. Yeah, this is the deep rod spec that I came up with. You'll be able to take Impale as deep rod and have stance dancing.
I'm gonna hop off, I think. I'm not really interacting that much with the tank discussion, but thanks for having me.
I Mrs. Thank you for coming.
Later.
Have fun.
You take this, shield slam definitely, and improve shield slam. 3 into defensive tactics. Concussion blow. You go for impale over the 5% crit.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Impale and 3 points left. So is it? I don't know about this one. One-handed spec instead of like 3 crit.
You can try to do that. I did it quickly last night when they first released it. I didn't really go through it completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, crit is valuable because of Impale. So yeah, you might have something with it.
I don't know. I feel like if you're taking impale, you have to use these points into cruelty to actually make use of it.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's the PvE prot spec. For PvP, it will be much more troll.
Yeah. I kind of wanna go over like deep prot PvP spec, man. Let's see. Let's actually see what it's gonna be look like. So you take shield spec anyway. Iron will.
You're gonna take anticipation, bro.
You think?
Yeah, 100%. It's a troll in PvP.
Improved revenge is a must for a PvP, I guess. Improve
Defiance is
intervene.
useless.
What did you say?
Improved disarm is gonna be 8. I said Defiance is useless for PvP, so get rid of
Yeah.
it. Improved slam disarm, I mean, for sure.
Yeah, 20-second reduction is so cool.
Rogues would feel so useless. It's insane.
Yeah, gag order, man. This one's actually good for PvP.
Yeah, it's amazing. And last stand, you cannot go without last stand, bro. It's a troll.
Improved intervene, I don't think that's worth, to be honest.
What do you mean? It's 3-second fab after using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need someone to be there for you to use it.
It happens in
It's
BGs
heavily
all the time.
dependent. You also need reprisal for sure.
Yep. Defensive tactics, yeah, you don't need this one, but improved shield slam you do. And now it's basically improved intervene or one-handed weapon spec. I'd take improved intervene. It's
Yeah, I think it's great for PvP.
yeah, it's basically a 3-second fap. You'd go tactical mastery for sure.
Concussion blow for sure. It should still stun, I think.
Yeah.
No, actually, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Or it does.
deals damage and
5
stuns the
seconds.
target.
And what would you use? Tactical mastery, cruelty, improved trend.
Tactical master and booming voice.
You think booming voice?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe charge.
Yeah, that
It's like
actually.
15 points. Where are you gonna go with 15 points? Arms 3 lower
Yeah,
the
improved
tier
charge, attack
is.
mastery, cruelty. I mean, improved shield wall. Do you need this or no?
Nah.
Nah, you definitely don't need that.
You don't need one-handed specialization either. Cruelty for sure. And booming voice is a nice PvP talent. You can find rogues with that.
Yeah, counter attack. I think you definitely need. You need that
Yeah.
root.
Definitely take it. It's a throw. It's a good PvP talent.
Yep.
You still have 9 points left.
Yep. Deep wounds. That's actually nice, like against rogues to keep them from vanish and shit like that. I guess.
Maybe Rend, Rend is changed. It will scale with attack power.
How much attack power do you even have in pure Fury-Prot Spec anyway? It's gonna be
You
shit.
have attack power. No, it's only what? It gives you only strength and stamina, the gear.
Yeah, with slow strength, it's not high. You just get so much stam, but barely any strength at like 0 crit.
Yeah, the crit is really low. I think you really need it, cruelty.
Yeah, I think something like this. Maybe, yeah. 2 points into cruelty, impale, deep wounds. Counter attack is a must.
Yeah, that'll be a throw build for sure.
Yeah. Let's see what Karen will. He linked the build as well.
Yeah, I'm curious what he built.
Yeah. He didn't go into anticipation and no last stand.
He got what? The shield?
Yeah, shield, iron will, 1 toughness. This is the same, this is the same. One-handed spec, 5 out of 5. And yeah, into impale.
Invictus, bro, that gag order talent is really strong.
Move one improved charge and put it there, and maybe remove one-hander spec and put it on gag order. But yeah,
Okay, I'm imagining when you go in with the spec, you're just going into being a throw. Pick the flag
you should be
and
playing a troll for the extra region,
let people just clap you.
and then just be in full spirit gear or enchants as troll.
They changed throw really nicely. I'm actually happy with the throw change. And Berserking in reality, most of the people use it on full HP, so they're using 10% anyway. The 30% is a really rare thing and it happens mainly to tanks. I guess Warlocks lost.
Any 200 PV enjoyers, man? What do you think? Are they going into arms or into Fury?
You need to go into
I would
Fury.
say arms.
Aha.
Let me check. I didn't play
I mean,
around
it
that.
depends on the instance.
Yeah, it
In
depends.
speedrunning, you're just gonna go arms because you just want sweeping strikes and the two-handed armor pen.
Yeah, like I feel arms is gonna be a lot weaker on single target, but much stronger overall, including trash. So I guess like in our runs, where we just zoom through Nax, for example, I would go arms.
Yeah, for sure. You're just like most of the raid is trash packs, and we're not skipping much these days with invis spots anymore. The only thing that's gonna be harder is like one phasing makes now. And like what else? Maybe KT is gonna be a bit harder. But that's about it, to be honest.
Sweeping strikes. Yep.
Anyone made a PvP build?
Yeah, we're gonna go
Which
over
spec?
that.
Arms?
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't. I'm just gonna look at it.
Let's go cruelty. How do you take a booming voice or unbridled wrath?
Booming voice. I'm 200% thinking booming voice. The range is insane. Once you understand how big the range becomes, it's insane. And it's all shouts, so I guess that means piercing howl too.
There's one thing with Arms PvP, I don't think Precision Cut and Boundless Anger are useful. Actually, no, Precision Cut maybe, but Boundless Anger, no way.
Yeah, I'm not
slant.
picking that. And precision cut, I'm putting only 1 point. By the time you get an enemy in PvP for execute, it's already dead.
I just invested most points in counter attack and deflection, because this one is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, I put counter attack and overpower.
All the
Impale,
CC
of
is good.
course. But yeah, where is the PvP talents? Like, where is improved hamstring?
It got removed, man.
Like, you can get improved pummel. You can get piercing howl.
You know, just take some prot points, take improved blood rage, 3 points anticipation, then go Iron Will.
And then get improved intervene.
Yeah.
For the FAP.
Like, remove some precision cut points. Okay, I'm just gonna remove some of these. Improved intervene. I mean, you could take last stand if you wanna give up improved intervene at this rate. Yeah,
Yeah, but
like there's a lot of flexibility now. But I mean, you wouldn't take anything above cruelty in Fury as arms PvP.
Blood Craze is okay, but I don't know.
Getting to Blood Craze is too much points wasted, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
you need to take Booming Voice also. Or
And
maybe
like Iron
Unbridled
Will,
Wrath.
losing Iron Will is like huge also. It's 15% stun resist.
So you go Anticipation into Iron Will, into Last Stand, into Improved Intervene, and I still have 2 points left.
Thing is, I can have a different build. We'll see. I'll just look at yours after.
Bro, just improve disciplines to reduce the recklessness with 8 minutes. He's club.
Oh yeah, I took that too. So you can burst people ASAP with like full rage. You just pop a rage potion and you delete everybody with recklessness and sweeping strike into a supper.
Yeah, improved revenge is also very good.
Yeah,
for
look at
arms
this.
PvP.
I even have cruelty, bro. I don't know, arms PvP doesn't change much except you cannot catch people as much anymore.
Yeah.
I literally did the same build, bro. Same shit exactly. You just remove stuff from the Reckless CDR or the execute damage per point and put them in the defensive stance stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's actually better than the current PvP situation. Now that you have baseline armor pen with the mace spec is also huge. Because the thing is, whenever you charge or intercept, the stun is on DR. So if you proc here, mace proc, it's not gonna be as good.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't work great.
But Mace proc is not there anymore, dude.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't that great anyway. The armor pen is a lot more important. Now that you're fighting mages, they're just gonna get deleted faster.
Yeah, like critting with that mom and having like what 600 armor pen on top of it. Ay ay ay.
May just have like 1.8k armor. GG.
If you manage to catch them.
Wait around the corner. They don't see you.
Play sneaky.
Just wait in a tight spot. So they panic and blink into the wall. But yeah, I don't see it with the Fury talents either. Like, I see PvP, you go into arms, after you pick all the nice talents from there, you just go into protection.
Nah, Fury PvP is a grief, man. You need that Mortal Strike for the healing, definitely. Like, and as a Fury, you're just gonna be doing damage on yourself with the Bloodthirst. You need to survive.
I think Blood Craze and Blood Drinker we're underestimating. They'll be healing a lot.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you.
with like a lot of HP on your gear, it would be Cancer Warrior comeback.
Yeah, like let me actually like do Fury, two-handed Fury PvP spec. Let me actually check this out. Piercing How, Blood Craze. Guess you go this and Rage 5, Death Wish. Improved Pummel. Now to improved Interceptor. Execute. I guess execute. Blood Drinker. Flurry. This maybe. And go Tactical Mastery, Deflection, Rend, Deep Wounds, Impale, 200. But that would be just weird. You'd have to run like, if you go Fury 200 PvP, you'd have to run like max stamina to take use of Blood Crazer, Blood Drinker, I feel like. And you won't
Yeah.
have sweeping strikes and you won't have mortal strike with that healing reduction, man.
No, I mean when you go arms PvP, the remaining talents after you get your arms talents cannot go in Fury. You just pick cruelty and then go protection.
You think?
Yeah, that's what we just made with Invictus. That's why
Yeah,
he was laughing. We made the same build.
yeah.
But
But
kinda the changes that they made with the talent trees, at the moment all the talents are kinda good and it's more straightforward what you pick, kinda. Whatever you pick, it's still good.
Yeah, well, unless it's Fury Dual-Wield DPS, because it's the same dilemma you have if you want to have the better shouts, the better whirlwind, or the better umbra. What was it? The healing. The healing's kind of optional. I still think whirlwind is the best to go if you're not gonna pick any shouts.
We'll see how much damage Bloodthirst does to us.
yeah, it all comes down to that.
Even when
Cause
you put like Death Wish and you have like extra vulnerabilities on you.
yeah, cause Berserker
Berserker stance.
stance, Death Wish, Berserker stance, Recklessness. When you pop those things and you hit Bloodthirst and it crits you for 2k,
I want to see Battle Warriors.
you would really like to pick Blood Drinker. I feel like.
I mean, you have Blood Craze, which is good enough by itself.
Yeah, double the effectiveness of it.
I'm pretty sure healers will be awake to that, since all tanks are like tankier by what we've seen from the changes here. Because I'm pretty sure all these like shared talents with paladins are also applied to paladins.
I don't know, but like with these changes, I don't really want to PvP with the warrior, man. I don't know, like hamstring cooldown, no improved hamstring.
I'm personally gonna go as deep prot and throw people in Navy.
Yeah, yeah, that's the like the only option, man. The deep prot PvP and just like to troll and have fun.
It's 100% that I'm gonna do it at least once or twice just to have fun.
I imagine
Number
going.
for the extra assault and slows and chain lightning and annoying debuffs.
Yeah, imagine like going on your mount and some unlucky rogue opens up on you, dude, and you're deep prot PvP, man. You
I
could
mean,
just
Poor rogue.
Rogues couldn't even get half my paladin's health in Blood Ring with like a full opener, and then they used blind and then opened again. That was still about 50% HP. I pressed Holy Shock and healed all this damage back. And then he just gave up.
Alright, I think we got through most of the specs. So, final thoughts, boys. What do you think about new changes for Warrior overall? Are Warriors gonna have fun?
I personally think that DPS Fury is not changing much. Still gonna be viable, still gonna be top. Fury-Prot needs some trial and error to see if even there is a need to go Fury-Prot, because protection looks just really good and not so limiting. Like you have tactical mastery and stuff. But overall, I think they did a great job with Fury. I think Arms is also nicely aligned. Some useless talents are removed. Some spells got their talents implemented into the spells. It's just we need to see how the meta changes, and if the meta changes too much, I don't think I'm gonna stick to it. Like part of vanilla for me personally is the fact that you get to play the game as close as it was, and the niche specs like Fury Pro that you need to play a bit differently and not so straightforward is fun. And if that is taken away from me, I don't know, maybe reroll or just give myself a break.
What do you think about Invictus?
Okay, so I still think that it's a doomer alert for Fury-Prot enjoyers, of course, because of like Deep Prot being so much better, and also having some indirect nerfs to Fury-Prot builds. Like deflection is now on the second row. It was a really nice choice on first row if you wanted some extra avoidance, and now it's kind of locked behind tactical mastery and like other important stuff. As for damage builds, Arms is definitely the biggest winner from these changes, of course. And I pretty love the weapon, the Master of Arms style. It's like my favorite part of the whole rework. Because
Yeah,
there's like the aspect where you have to like change weapons according to the situation. As
yeah,
opposed to before, you would just use your best two-hander and you sleep.
yeah. Master of Arms is definitely, I think, the best talent change in Arms 3. That's really, really nice, really convenient.
I also think that it opened new avenues for like builds in general for like trash damage for speedrunning because most of the raids are composed of trash mobs and clearing the trash mobs the fastest is the way to go, as bosses aren't the main bottleneck because they're like easy and easily cheesable with a minimum amount of damage, which our guild is able to do specifically because we're like mostly best in slot and very much geared from Nax. Even our ults are like rivaling most people's mains gear wise. As for Fury, I think it's relatively similar. Like we're not gonna see massive changes. There's only one thing that we're not gonna be seeing bloodthirst usage in execute range where you have all your CDs popped and your AP is above 3000 because now it's not gonna be dealing as much damage and it's not gonna be better than execute anymore
Yeah,
because it
definitely.
was a thing. Now it's like totally gone. You're not using that anymore. As for
Uh,
200 Ray, it's pretty much dead, I think.
you think?
Yep.
Alright. Karen, you here? You wanna share your thoughts overall on warrior changes?
I'm mid combat right now.
Okay, dude. So I don't know. I feel like Fury Warrior, like dual wield in raids, is definitely gonna be fun. Like procking enrage on yourself with new bloodthirst. Oof. But I can see like the risky moments of it, man. I sometimes play way too risky. I take aggro on on trash on purpose just to have a chance to proc and rage on me. But I don't know, dude. It all comes down for me is how much bloodthirst is gonna do damage to yourself. And are you gonna be needing that extra healing from blood drinker to actually
I don't
sustain?
think it's going to be very much. I think Lian, he spoke about it in the class changes too. It won't be a lot at all.
Oh yeah, that's nice then. That's nice.
Only one sad part about the parse monkeys, because it's gonna your parse is just gonna rely if you crit yourself or not. It's literally gonna be about that now.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking at how trinket popping will change now that execute isn't as good as it once was. You probably wanna wait for your enrage procs and then use your cooldowns instead of waiting for execute. I'm not sure. But of course the ultimate gamble is to actually use bloodthirst even though you're in execute, so you get enrage and then keep executing with your cooldowns up.
Yeah. Like
Like that's definitely gonna change.
yeah, like if you manage to crit yourself with bloodthirst just before execute phase, I'll just spam execute. But if
I
you
mean
don't,
even
go on, go on.
it's gonna expire, like it's 8 seconds now instead of 12, so you kinda still have to use bloodthirst even though you're in execute, so you have a chance to refresh and rage.
Yeah, but like on some bosses, execute phase is really short. Like on Patchwork, yeah, definitely for sure you're using bloodthirst inside the execute phase just for to pop and rage on yourself.
Now that I think of it, Bloodthirst might be a massive gamble on Thaddeus, because you might just one-tap yourself.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Imagine that, dude.
Oh, I hope they thought about it.
So now you don't use...
I can see how we're wiping on Thaddeus at the moment the
Or
first
you just
polarity
use it...
happens.
You only use it when polarity drops, or right before the polarity stacks is applied.
Yeah, but like, how do you fight it, man, if you're not able to use bloodthirst, man?
And you
How,
push
Heroic
penalty and
strike.
Zerker stance.
there's gonna be warrior Sudoku fiesta on Thaddeus, definitely, man. If
And also don't forget that he does a lot of AoE damage from his lightning. So imagine if you crit yourself with Bloodthirst and he also beams you at the same time. It's really risky, so you kind of have to spam nature potions and like not even use DPS potions.
yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting. That's definitely for sure. But
Just spam slam, I guess.
yep. Well, like I don't know. I feel like some of these changes are gonna push some players away because they're still stuck on that classic vanilla warrior mentality. But I don't know. This feels interesting. Not gonna lie.
I mean, there's still a massive deal we don't have, which is the tier set bonuses. Like this is gonna play a massive role in how
Yeah,
the builds are also gonna change and evolve, as well
yeah.
as the gameplay.
That as well. That as well. That may decide like if you're gonna go two-hander or dual wield in raids as well. Like
And
what's
if you're
gonna.
gonna quit the server or reroll, of course.
Yep, definitely.
Like any big change, people were a bit skeptical, but we need to see how it plays out, to be honest. Maybe it will be really fun. Maybe Deep-Rot will be really fun to play and people will enjoy it and it will be great threat. Or maybe it'll be just shit. But it's up to time to show.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we ranted enough about Warriors. I think we are talking like 3.5 hours already, man. I don't want to take any more of your time. We went over pretty much everything from weapon skill changes down to racial changes with every single ability we went through, like, and every single talent point. I think we covered pretty much everything. I know the whole point of this, like, the main thing is a lot of Orc Warriors are gonna be mad. I know that for sure. With that Blood Fury nerf myself as well, and they fixed Blood Fury stacking with Slayer's Crest just recently. That's kind of sad part about it as well. But yeah, we're gonna see how it all plays out once the patch launches. I wish they announce soon when it's gonna happen. I don't think they didn't. They just leaked the class changes. They didn't say when it's coming out. But yeah, I wanna thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for your opinion. I hope you had fun talking about this stuff. And yeah, that's kinda it, boys.
Well, thanks for having me on this podcast. Thank you.
I'm kinda sad that some of our guildies had to leave early, but yeah, they were here, they shared their thoughts as well, man. I wanna thank them as well if they check the VOD or the video on YouTube. So yeah. And I wanna thank everyone for follows on Twitch as well. And see you guys around once the patch lands.